Right.
Okay, cool. Oh, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So just as like a, just reiterate this. Everyone should go ahead and just say who they are, like your real name, your Christian name, and then introduce your character. So, I mean, I'm Raul. I'm the DM or GM.
I'm Leo. I'm Ignacienta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're going by. Oh, no, you go ahead.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Zach.
I'm Zach. I'm playing. I'm playing Taiga.
Wrap your head around that one.
Okay.
I'm Bethany, and I'm playing Aoife.
Oh, that's a cute name.
My name is Devin. I'm playing the character of Dachan.
Okay. And that's everyone. So, in true Kingdom Hearts fashion.
Start off with Derry Boy playing.
So
in
yeah,
true
that's everyone.
Kingdom Hearts fashion, we contacted whatever.
It's already
A
live
Oh
version.
my god.
Oh boy, if this is gonna get copyright strike the shit if I upload this. Who cares?
Yeah.
I ain't making
I
any
was
money.
gonna say. So as I was saying, in true Kingdom Hearts fashion, the 5 of you are falling in a black abyss, and neither one of you are aware of the other. As far as you guys know right now, you're alone. You can't see anything. Everything is just like this weird black abyss. You're slowly falling. The last thing you remember was going to sleep. And you softly land on this hard surface. You look down below you, and the black surface that you landed on kind of dissipates, and it reveals a kind of stained glass surface. And at this point, again, you guys are still, you don't see anyone else but you, respectively. And the person that you see on this giant stained glass surface that you're on is you. And surrounding your like portrait on the stained glass surface are a bunch of people you don't know. I'm gonna tell you guys as players, but like your players don't recognize these people, but you guys as players know that at least 4 of the little things on there are you guys. So for, let's say, Devin's character, 4 of the things are Beth, Chris, Leo, and Zach's characters. Your character doesn't recognize them yet. Okay. There's 3 other characters on there that you guys don't recognize, but you guys all share. One of them looks like, 2 of them actually look like ducks. One of them is kind of small, and the other one is huge. Like the size disparity between them is wild.
What's like? What do you mean, like huge? Like twice their size?
One is like a child, and the other one's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson size.
Oh hell yeah!
And then the third character is someone. He's kind of, I would say, maybe 5'5". He's got scraggly black hair, and he's got like this cargo jacket is the way I want to describe it, and he's kind of got like a dirtyish face and 2 buck teeth. And then the last figure that you guys see surrounding this stained glass version of you is you don't really see anything. It's more like a symbol, and it's a dark silhouetted, what looks like someone's head with 2 things protruding out of it.
Like horns?
And
circular things?
Horns or ears or what?
You can't tell. Before you guys can really do it, like as you guys are taking this out, because this is a wild sight for each of you, right?
Shit's
you
wild.
hear, well, here is a wrong word. but you kind of feel this disembodied voice say something. It's like you're not hearing it. You just know that something out there is saying this, and
Some
it's
white
directing
text
it at
appears
you.
on the screen.
Some white text appears on the screen. And what it says is it's cryptic as hell, but it only really ever says the only thing it ever says to you is born out of necessity rather than destiny.
Oh boy.
And at this point, like, the veil is kind of lifted around you guys, and you can see that the pillars that you guys are on are revealed to all. So now you can all see each other, and you're all standing on your own pillars with these stained glass portraits of you guys. You can each see that you are on someone else's stained glass portrait, and that's wild. You guys try to call out to each other, but again, that's not how communication works here. And you're kind of just surprised because you guys look vastly different as we kind of went over when we started the game. And you're not used to this because you're all from your own respective. And as far as you guys know, other world. And before anything else can happen, you guys hear a scream.
Like, do we hear a scream, or like
In the way that
okay.
And in the middle, another. So you guys are kind of in a circle. In the middle, another pillar appears, and standing in this middle pillar is again, more the dark silhouette of a person, and you recognize that this person is the same kind of silhouette that you saw in that final stained glass portrait that you each share. And he's holding what you guys will come to recognize, or at least now recognize, as a Keyblade. And it's as black and silhouetted as he is. He notices all of you, as far as you can tell, strikes the Keyblade into the ground, destroys the pillar that he's on. The shockwave kind of goes out, destroys the pillars that you guys are on. And then the dream cuts. And fast forward to the present day, you guys eventually came to learn what that dream was is somewhat a normal occurrence that happens when Keyblade Wielders first awaken the power of the Keyblade. It's called the Dive to Heart, and it's a dream sequence that everyone has where they're presented their Keyblade for the first time. The weird thing that happened with you guys is you weren't ever really presented a Keyblade, and that cryptic message that the Keyblade gave you, which was born out of necessity rather than destiny, is something that neither you guys nor your teachers have been able to really figure out. But the only thing that they know is Keyblade Wielders are scarce, and for some reason, you 5 all awoke to the Keyblade at the same time. And it's lucky that they were able to find you. So, after you guys awakened your Keyblades and Terra, Aqua, and Ventus found you guys, they obviously brought you guys to where you've been living for the last few years.
Years, huh?
Yeah, years.
Oh boy.
Which
Wow.
is
Okay, well, never mind.
people call it. You only know it by one name, which is the Land of Departure.
Cool.
And you guys have been living here for a while. It wasn't just like a hey, you got a Keyblade, let's go. You guys gave willingly. They didn't force you to do anything. You guys came willingly, obviously, because you guys all have your own reasons for doing it. But you guys have been here for the past few years training to use these new fancy weapons that you guys have. And as we come to the moment you guys are in now, modern day, you're all in a library. And this is kind of your scheduled studying time. And at this point, I'm going to let you guys as players, this is kind of your chance to ask me any question about the lore of the world up until now. Because the only thing I'm telling you guys as players right now is that this adventure starts sometime after Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
So now you guys have a chance as players to ask me anything about what's happened since the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I will
Bro,
answer.
are you sure you want to make that promise to me?
I will answer you to the best of my ability, but that doesn't always mean I can give you a clear answer. But the guys
I have
of
a
this,
question.
Hold on. The guys of this is basically you guys are in the library studying, but the information I'm going to tell you is information you guys have learned in your years here studying as Keyblade Wielders. Does that make sense?
So Ignis
Okay.
is flicking through one of his books and he looks up,
Of course he is.
has a question. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. He fucking reads, alright? He's a smart dude. So, the world, what state are they in right now? Are they still connected? Because it seems like connections between worlds have been cut and then re-established. Like, how are we isolated at this point?
As far as you guys know, though there are no real links between worlds the way they used to be. The only people that you guys have ever met that's been able to travel between the world are your teachers, Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, and the other few Keyblade Masters that you've met. And by proxy, because you were brought here, you guys. But you've never been to any other world besides your own and where you live now, which is the Land of Departure.
Okay, brilliant. Brilliant.
You don't have to ask me in character. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
I discovered a new plot point.
That's it.
And also, just like you guys don't have to. If you want to, you can write some of this down and use them as aspects later. But I say you can if you want to, because I don't know how much it'll come up. But this is more like for you guys to figure out, get a feel for what's going on now, because it's been a while since Kingdom Hearts 3.
A while, huh? So, like, did we have that dream, like, when around Kingdom Hearts 3?
No.
Before Kingdom Hearts 3?
After Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, like...
One more question.
Can I ask a question to the group?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you guys can talk some amongst yourselves.
Okay. Does what he said bear any relevance to Kingdom Hearts 3? Is there something I'm missing where it's like, oh shit, it's that guy?
More like, oh shit, that guy won't be around for this long.
I mean, we could tell you right now. You know this. It's Sora.
Oh, okay, because he's gone.
So, well, I didn't allude to anything with Sora, but it's more like Sora died at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right. Yeah, Leo. Well,
I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
it's okay. I don't care.
Did he die or did he just go away? That's
well, I don't know.
I'll say this: as far as because I have my own ideas about what happened. As far as like people who are still active, I guess you could say no. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but that doesn't mean he's dead. That's a different thing. But that doesn't have to.
Whatever it was, like I wasn't expecting like it to be years and like, yep, still not around.
I can say this: they have not found Sora.
Okay.
As far as
so it's like when how the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, they were looking for Aqua.
Yeah, as far as you guys know, the hero who defeated Xehanort continues to remain missing, and a lot of the sentiment seems to be that that's for good.
And also, so what happened to Xehanort?
Well, he went to heaven with his best friend.
Yeah,
he took up cooking.
Oh, good. Good for him.
Xehanort's dead. I can say that much.
Wait, did we ever find Kairi? How is she?
See, I thought Kairi died at the end of.
I
spoiled it for Devin.
Master Kairi is someone that you guys are very familiar with.
That's a good thing to hear. That's a good title to hear.
Master Kyrie is someone you guys are familiar with, and even though she's not technically one of your teachers, your only real 3 teachers are Terrace, Aqua, and Ventus.
So
everyone's an adult now, right?
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
God damn.
But even though Master Kyrie is not one of your teachers, she does command a degree of respect, and that's not like because you've been told that she needs to command a degree of respect. She is just a very intimidating person.
Your first day of class is she just found the biggest Keyblade master and knocked him the hell out.
Is Lee hanging around?
Project Kyrie Protection Squad.
So
is go.
Lee, Roxas, and Xion. You guys,
are a throuple.
You guys hesitate to call them masters because they quote unquote retired after Xehanort was defeated.
Okay, cool.
They
just hang around.
As far as
now.
As far as you guys know, they live in Twilight Town, which is a place you've never been to.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
And they're not active Keyblade wielders, but they stand at the ready, so to speak. They're reserve Keyblade wielders.
Alrighty.
Wait.
You've never met them before.
Probably they're eating ice cream somewhere.
They're eating ice cream somewhere and being
sea salt ice cream. Right? Wasn't that it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was it, Devin. There's no joke here.
Yeah. Okay, last lore question, and then I'll shut up because this is the only other thing I care about. How's Riku?
Probably being the biggest Chad.
How's he doing?
At
What's
this
he up
point, grown ass Riku.
Master Riku is someone you guys have also ever met. He's also the most mysterious of the remaining Keyblade masters.
Of course,
and as far as you guys know, he's kind of a world traveler. He seems to be on a mission that nobody else really recognizes.
I wonder what he could be doing.
But
God, he's fucking saucy.
You do know that.
No, don't do that to the boy.
You guys know that he keeps in regular contact with Master Kyrie.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess my last question is: did Yensid get out of his chair?
So, Master Yensid is dead.
Oh,
that's fair. He's probably like actually 1,000 years old.
And here's kind of one of the biggest things about Yensid's death is that you guys never found him, and the only reason you guys, or not, I guess not you guys, the current Keyblade Masters never really found him, and the only reason that they know he's gone is because they found
the empty chair.
No, they felt his. They felt him go. They felt like something was wrong.
Like they just knew.
They just knew. And since then, they've been unable to locate the mysterious tower.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
And there is this weird dynamic where you guys want, or I say you guys, everyone wants to kind of figure out what happened, but without being able to find the tower, it's really kind of a lost cause. And there is this what's the word I'm looking for? Expectation that King Mickey is the one to replace him, but as of yet, King Mickey has not. And no one knows why.
Oh yeah, so King Mickey's still kicking around?
Yeah, so it has not been, I would say it's been about more or less a decade.
Yeah, less than a decade seems like it. Because, like, again, I just imagine, like, all the old cast, like, everyone's at least in their 20s. They're not, like, middle-aged.
Yes.
But Korra.
Let's just say, like, he didn't die. Like, nobody has any reason to believe that this was a natural death. But this happened a long time ago. So it's kind of like, at this point, they're just kind of like...
Did we ever even met Yensid?
No.
Okay.
So here's another little bit that you guys have been able to suss out, but nobody's ever really mentioned it yet. He died around the time you guys awakened to your Keyblades.
Okay.
That's spooky.
That's pretty spooky. Is there anything else you guys want to?
Not from me.
About it. And everything else I just want to find out as we go along.
How competent are we as Keyblade wielders in terms of everyone else here? Like,
so you guys obviously aren't masters. You haven't been through the exam yet. Actually, you guys are excited because the teachers have been kind of like hinting at something happening today for a long time, and you guys are suspecting that it might be the market mastery exam because it's been years, and from everything you guys read, it never really took that long for like Sora, let's say, to like gain his powers and stuff like that. And you guys have been working at it for a while. So you guys are like, it's got to be time, right? Like, this is it. This is going to be our market mastery exam. We're going to be Keyblade masters, whatever the fuck that means. But you guys are kind of like, this is your studying time, but you're kind of like counting down the time till that meeting with the teachers in the main hall, because that's what you guys think it's going to be.
mm-hmm.
So I guess as far as you guys can tell, or as far as you guys think, you guys are ready for that exam.
Cool.
But I will say, like, as a GM, I can tell you, you guys aren't beginners, but you're not exactly pros either.
Okay. So this is going to sound silly. We have Keyblade.
Yeah.
We're just not the best at them.
No, you're not masters. You're not pros at it. You're not fucking, dual wielding Keyblades out here.
Yeah, we're not Roxas.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to know?
I think that's it. Also, Roll, did you see the message I sent you?
No. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
In the meantime, wow, I sure love studying and books and reading.
Shut up, Ignis! Oh, just kidding.
Fucking nerd!
Before I make the joke, I need to know if you guys can hear this. No, you're not going to hear that.
What are you doing?
It's not going to be loud enough. I'm trying to do the predator noise.
Oh,
oh boy.
It begins. Why did I let you play this?
It's not going to work. It should. He speaks. He doesn't talk like that to everyone.
I guess here's something.
As we established now that Devin's character is a predator from the motion picture series Predator.
Here's something fun that we can, unless you guys want to suss it out more as we play more. Here's something fun you guys can kind of decide now. What is the dynamic between you all like?
I've already got an idea that I want to have big respect for this Predator guy. I feel like he could be like the replacement Gladio for Ignis.
Deshaun is all about that.
So we've all been here doing Keyblade stuff for years, so we should know each other a bit.
Yeah.
But we're not the only students though, right?
Yes, you are.
Wait, we are?
Yeah.
The 5 of us are the only students.
You guys are the only students. That's why I mentioned that. Or I don't know if I mentioned it clearly, but Keyblade wielders have been slim picking since the end of 3.
Okay.
Hopefully they kind of don't need them anymore. But okay. That's okay. So we do have to have known each other then.
Another dumb the shell shock of a predator.
Yeah. Another dumb question from someone who hasn't played 3. And this is gonna sound like I'm making fun of y'all. Do we know what Kingdom Hearts are?
Man, I don't know.
All right.
Are we asking in character or the concept in the series?
In character, we wouldn't.
No, in character, you guys know that. You guys know that there's something that's called Kingdom Hearts. There's theories about it, but as far as you can tell, there's no one agreed upon theory of what it is. It seems to be a lot of different things.
Is it like long division? Like we just haven't gotten to that lesson yet?
Yeah, where's the common core of Kingdom Hearts? But what I remember is it's supposed to be the sum of every heart, right?
Okay, that's what I thought.
But what the fuck it actually does has always been a mystery.
It's like the soul of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, that's enough for me. Okay.
another good way, I guess, to put it that you guys have heard is it is also the birthplace of all heart.
Okay.
But as to its true nature, no one's ever really been able to ascertain, as evidenced by the 3 separate enemies in this franchise that have tried to use it to their own
Yeah,
needs.
it's like, hey, like every time like a bad guy's like, hey, let's make this and do something with it.
Yeah. Okay, so what is everyone's dynamic like? What I guess I'm saying that it's like you guys have known each other for a while. How friendly are you guys with each other, or unfriendly? Do you enjoy each other's company?
I can't.
I guess a good starting question would probably be like if everybody could share what their personality is sort of like, because I don't really have a feel for you guys since you're OCs.
So,
what's your favorite TV show?
I don't know if I've
The Price is Right.
God damn it, Leo.
Sorry, that was the first thing that came to mind.
I haven't really built Aoife up yet. I don't
That's
know.
fine. If you guys want to like
cute and tiny.
If you guys
what do you have
figure
written
this
as your
out-
aspect, Beth? What's your what's your high concept and aspect?
Oh, so I'm a medic in search of cure magic, but I don't trust magic because my friend was cursed, and I'm trying to heal him. So I'm trying to learn, cure magic on my own.
Ignis would respect the hell out of that. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
So I have to edit something about the Chans because I didn't know this was going to take place years after we found out we were Keyblade Masters.
Okay.
I think like when he got taken, he was a young predator, like a young hunter that wanted to make a name for himself. And now that he realizes like that part of his life is over, he's not as concerned with it. But it's still kind of that's how he was brought up. Is like, hey, go do rad shit, and we'll like you more. So he kind of still has that mindset. Like he's chomping at the bit to get his Keyblade mastery on because he wants to go out there and do some cool stuff. And just look, they just like so everyone will be like, look how cool that guy is.
Okay,
because that's just how he was raised.
I feel like Dachan and Taiga would be kind of have like a kind of a rivalry then, because like Taiga, like I have written here, like Bancho, which is a Japanese delinquent / punk kid, but in like and also I wrote his trouble as headstrong. He'll take you on.
Right.
And like so he's kind of got he's a punk. He like is kind of I don't know if arrogance is the exact right word, but like like a punk kind of dude like that is like that right then like you you talk like you look at him the wrong way. It's like, were you trying to start shit with me?
Like
he just has a kick to him.
And like he's not looking for fights, but like he'll get in a fight.
He doesn't back down.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's like Jotaro.
Yeah, so like I guess there's like
happens to end up in more fights than ever.
There might be like some like competitive aspect between our characters then, if we're both trying to like be the best. But like I think because he's a punk, I think he's also kind of like lazy, and that like he definitely wants to scrap, but like he's not gonna like do fucking katas or whatever.
Okay, I love that. Okay, can I just jump in? I think Ignis is probably going to imprint on you and clean off.
Oh yeah, you're totally like his fucking doting mentor or whatever. He's just like whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. That sounds fun.
So like between you two, like I guess I feel like I'd be kind of competitive with the Chan and like be kind of like a like a surrogate kid or whatever to Ignis then.
Yeah. Like, keeping in mind that I'm playing Ignis as a bit of a pushover, so you can kind of go wild with that. Like,
okay.
And like,
do you think the Chand and Taiga have like got in sort of like an honor fight? Just sort of like, okay, let's just fight to figure out who's stronger. Which it's the 7 foot tall dude with active camo.
Yeah, and like, if I'm like a punk who's just like doing like street fighting basically, like if you're like a predator who's like or a fine hunter, I feel like there's a very difference. We're fucking Kai Kiski and Soul Bad Guy basically, and I'm Soul Bad Guy.
Cool.
Sure.
Okay.
That works.
Does that work for you, Devin?
Yeah. I mean, like predators, like when they like they butt heads, they do get into like honor fights and they just wrestle each other.
Yeah, I'm Dante and you're Virgil.
Sure, I like that.
I was
like
gonna
that
say
better.
Naruto and Sasuke, but that's fine.
No, because I don't want to be either of those people.
Chris, how about you? What's your high concept in trouble?
Let me find it because I actually didn't make myself a sheet. So you wrote down like everything that I had.
Right. Okay.
This is the first time I'm playing a game that's not on Roll20, and so the idea of like the sheet just not being like on a profile or whatever is very.
I got it in a PDF.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We are very much we are playing it as it goes.
Yeah.
I made an Excel spreadsheet for mine because of course I did.
It's not,
I promise you, Chris, I am always late. So that
the Excel has way too many boxes than you need.
No, you can combine them and merge them and stuff. Look, I know how they work Excel. It's fine.
He knows how to use Excel, so.
Okay,
I am
so
proficient in Microsoft Office.
so Chris, are you okay with me sharing what I got on your character?
Yeah, just give me like one second to like call.
Okay.
Like, so like I guess for Taiga, like now essentially, okay, he's got like a competitive relationship with the Chan and like a doting relationship from Ignis. Like I guess like with what's your character name? Aoife?
Yeah, Aoife.
Aoife? Like,
is it EPHA?
Like,
It's AIFE.
AIFE. Thank you.
I think like
Pronounced Aoife.
yeah, I think like him and her are like pretty chill, you know. Like in
Okay.
in a way like like two types of people like you wouldn't expect them to be pretty chill, but they are.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. Because I feel like I would be a little scared of you, but if we were training together, I feel like I might see you as like kind of protective after time, like
Yeah,
over
and
time.
he might be once in a while, But he's gotta be a cool guy.
Yeah.
What sort of age are you guys aiming at as well?
I wrote on my sheet that Taiga was 15 because I was going into this with the thought that like it will only be a little bit after Kingdom Hearts 3, so like still want to be younger than the main characters, but like it could still be it could be like 17, but like if again especially since we've been here for a bit, but like I still very much think like he's got to be like a teenager.
Red.
So
I was thinking like probably like 21, 22 for me.
Rad, well, you and I would be a similar age, so that'd make a good sort of camaraderie between us, I think.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just looked up how you had to age. Okay, that's good.
I started to say, my whole big thing, it's not that I don't want to be here, but it's that, like, I was, like, the like, sole provider for my family. So, like,
okay.
The fact that I've been gone for like 10 years now is like eating at me because like I've now like left my family on its own and like
I love that so much.
that's
great,
rough, buddy.
Sorry, I phrased that weird, but like that's a great trouble. Yeah, we
let
can
me
bond
go
over
ahead
that
and
shit.
clarify something real quick though. So it's been about a decade since the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, but you guys have not been here for a decade.
Okay.
And you guys have been here for like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
You guys are like college juniors, let's say, if this were a college.
Yeah. So I think I think like my main concern is like focusing on being able to advance as fast as possible so I can like get out of here and like make sure everyone's okay.
Right.
It is like my main drive. So it's not that I'm like necessarily like uncool with anybody. I'm just like, hey man, I don't have time for anything but doing something that gets me closer to being a master and getting out of here. Like,
Yeah, family man has priorities.
yeah.
Do we even like get to communicate with people from our old worlds anymore?
Yeah, like you can. I guess every message is vetted through the teachers because they don't want you. It's not like some weird sketchy thing, but it's more like they don't want you to reveal the secret that other worlds exist because you have to maintain the world order or whatever.
Could I ask a question?
Go
We're
ahead.
still doing that. Huh?
So sorry.
No, not the
so,
question. The world
for
order
my,
thing.
Oh, all right. I get you. So my like little headcanon was that King Regis is kind of just as in the know as say King Mickey, like that he willingly sent Ignis off on. Like, is there any way that that can be like, not that it would really come into it, but am I like sending a message, like doing correspondence, like that he sent me on a mission? Is that
Yeah,
canon?
he's like Triton in Kingdom Hearts 1 where he's like he knows all about the Keyblade and this
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. Like he's
Yeah,
not sticking
that's
his
fine.
grubby fingers in anything, but he's just going, look, like you're about to go on a bit of a task, dude. Like
Yeah.
the prince will be fine. You got other shit to do.
It's okay if King Regis knows about all this, but like for the most part, for everyone else, they don't want you guys telling your families about like, hey, I'm off on some other world. There's floating islands here. I got this
Yeah.
magic sword.
Yeah. Awesome. That was my question.
Forgive my ignorance. Is Ignis magical, like inherently magical?
So he does have like elemental aptitude, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna like. I'm just putting him as a fire guy right now, just because his name's literally Ignis. Like,
Ignis,
So,
TKO, CNTF.
I feel like I would be cautious of you. And
yeah.
I would be, yeah. Well, I feel like at first I would have been cautious of you, and you would have won me over with your lovableness.
Oh.
I think maybe I would have been astounded by the Chond have been like, yes, aliens. I knew aliens existed. You're called a Yautja, a predator. Oh my god, you're so cool.
I feel like you're
like,
fascinated by a lot of stuff. Like you'd be the
Yes.
active mind.
Yes.
You two could be discovering recipes together.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Yes.
I feel like the Chond is sort of like apprehensive to not like walk around without his mask on because he knows better. Like I think like the first human who saw the Chond without his mask, he was like, Jesus Christ, and it's like, okay, well, that's not a good look.
Oh,
Okay. Aww.
poor Deshaun.
Not because I care, just because I'm like, okay, I don't want anyone else to be like.
All right, so
upset.
it's not like you have a complex. You're just, yeah.
So
No, you've
just
all
real-
seen me without my mask,
So just
but
real
I don't
quick,
make a habit of it.
because I said like you guys are like college juniors. That's not to say this is a 4-year institution. What I mean by that is like you guys have been here long enough that this is kind of your new normal already, and you're not the mystique and the glamour is gone. Like you've gotten used to it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
But
make
we're
sense?
not quite
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah, you're not quite finished, but it's like you've been here long enough that this is the new normal for you.
So we're not shell shocked and okay.
You're not ooh and ah about everything. Like this has been your home for a while.
Cool. That makes things easy.
Yeah. Which is kind of like what Chris, as much as why I said like college juniors, because Chris's comment about like him wanting to be done with it kind of reminds me like that's a junior, like they're just ready to be
Wanna
seniors
get
and be
it
done
over
with this shit. Yeah. But it's not that you guys are tired of this, but it's more that like you're used to this. So is that it? Like, is that like you guys good with where you guys are at now, relationship wise? You guys want to just go ahead and develop this further as you play?
Yeah, I'm happy.
I feel
Okay.
like there is one thing I want like since we're used to. I think it's like we're at the point now where everyone knows what I can do, but I still do it to spook people sometimes just for fun. Where it's
Right.
like not like the sound, but like there's like we're going to whatever passes for a class, and it's like and then just like I appear out of nowhere. They're like God.
Perfect.
Like it's like they're not
Wonderful.
scared. They're just like
I
"God,
feel
I
like
can't."
they would have like confiscated those.
Like,
or
you make us
something.
jump.
So you can't do that all the time.
Yeah.
I just like the
Okay.
image of him like waiting for that moment. Like even though it's
Yeah.
cool in the moment, like him like crouching under a table and waiting for everybody to get into a conversation.
Okay. So you guys like it's your study session has ended. That was your study session, haha. You guys learned all this cool shit about the lore of this world in just that study session. But that's
Like Taiga would be like be asleep with a book over his face.
right. You still know all the shit we went over, but yeah, that is some shit Tiger would do during his study session. It's so the time finally hits when you guys are supposed to have this meeting with your teachers in the Great Hall. So you guys put your books away. One of you wakes up Tiger. And you guys slowly but surely make your way over to the main hall. And you guys remember the main hall. It's this huge, elaborate, almost ballroom kind of setting. It looks different than from when we as players saw it last in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, Terra, Ventus, and Aqua have kind of put their own flair onto it because this is their
Ventus
world
is not
now.
just sitting there sleeping.
Yeah, this used to be Master Ericus's world, but this is their world now. Like they're all masters. This is where they're teaching you guys. So it's got more of their flair on it.
They've put up their music posters on the fucking
Yeah,
wall.
they've got some sick band posters. There's a poster of Scarface somewhere on here.
Got their action figures, all that.
Yeah. And as you guys approach the main hall, you see your three teachers sitting in their respective thrones, I guess you could say. Aqua's in the middle, her being kind of the like unspoken senior member of the three. She's definitely kind of like, if there were a principal of this school, it would be Aqua. She's the one that even with their years of experience, like Ventus and Terra still look to her for advice. She kind of has the final say on stuff, and she's not a stickler. Well, she's kind of a stickler for the rules, but she's not above having fun, right?
Cool.
But she has gotten more mature and dignified with age.
You can just go ahead and say she got hotter.
If that's what you guys sure. She's got a very Gillian Anderson aura to her.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to Google who that is.
Oh boy,
X-Files.
Leo, I'm excited for you. To your left, which I guess would be her right, stage left. How about that? Stage left of her is Terra, and he's the one that's gotten noticeably the oldest. And by that,
because he's like 30. He's like 33 at the end of Kingdom Hearts.
He was kind of already a grown-ass man in Birth by Sleep, and he's even more of a grown-ass man here. Dude's ripped as hell.
Yeah.
He's also got a sick-ass beard.
Yeah, I was
Like
gonna say someone's got a
sick-ass
beard. He fucking looks like
You gotta
he fucking looks
say
like
that.
Jack now.
I'm not talking about like Merlin styled old wisdom beard. I'm talking about like this dude goes out and chops down trees on the rag kind of beard. You know, the kind of rugged that Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth levels of like, you know.
But is it? It's like more put together than like a white dude in a truck type of beard, right? Like
Oh
type-
no, yeah. This dude he
maintains.
subscribes to beard monthly. Like he takes care of that shit.
Anime dad.
Dollar Shave
beard.
Club.
Got very good like edges and very
Yeah,
nice lines.
he trims. It's not scraggly. It's not, you know.
I'm sorry, I was looking up Julia Anderson. Beard, are we talking about? Terra's?
Yes, we're talking
Yeah.
about Terra's beard.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry.
And if there were a gym teacher in this school, it would be Terra. He's kind of he's the one that runs you guys through combat and has taught you how to do combat with your Keyblades and stuff like that. He's the one that runs simulations isn't the right word, exercises with you guys. He's your coach, you know what I mean?
Cool.
And he's real good at it, and he's sometimes a really demanding coach. He's like a football coach kind of. So he can be strict when you guys are practicing, but besides that, he's like your goofy dad. If he's like your goofy dad, Aqua is like your mom who's trying to like, hey kid, how do you do, fellow kids? You know,
Come on.
like
Okay.
that's they're not in a relationship, but it's more just like that. That's kind of like look, man, Aqua's a strong, independent woman. But yeah, that's kind of the dynamic.
We don't need
they
to know
have.
the deets. I'm just saying.
That's kind of the dynamic they have with their students. And then stage right is Ventus, who still deadass looks 15 years old.
I was gonna say, like,
He's still just a rock.
not that.
He's still. Go ahead.
Well, first off, I guess I'll say like maybe he still looks like that, but Roxas is an adult now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ventus still deadass looks like he's 15 years old. He's got a little bit of stubble, and you guys know that it's because like after Terra grew out his beard, Ventus died, but dude's not a beard guy. So the stubble is what remains of his attempts at growing a beard.
We're really doing him dirty in this, aren't we?
But also, like,
Not that I'm a fan of
something I
Ventus.
do know about Ventus, like, you know, not to drop bombs, people don't know this because it's another thing to fucking worry about with this franchise. Is that like Ventus is actually like thousands of years old?
Yeah. So Ventus is like, oh boy. Ventus is like the cool math teacher. Right? Like, you'd smoke weed with Ventus as your teacher, kind of like his position in the school is so like if Aqua's making like the big decisions and is kind of running everything, and she's also the liaison between the king and the other Keyblade masters. And Terra's kind of like your physical teacher, like he's the one that teaches you how to fight with a Keyblade. Ventus is the one that has taught you guys magic and is kind of a high concept history teacher. And that he's the one that has told you guys about all the stuff that happened in the course of the other games, the history of the Keyblade Wielders, all that stuff, because he kind of sat in the sidelines as he watched Sora go through it all. So he has all that. He has kind of like that firsthand experience. So he's like a weird mix of science and history, if you can consider magic in this universe like science, and then all the lore stuff as history. And he's kind of like he's the one that relates to you guys the most. Where like Terra's cool dad vibes, Ventus is just dead ass. Like he's feels like one of you guys, even though he's way older.
So like, what was I gonna say? I'll get back to it.
And so as you guys walk in, see your three teachers there. Ventus just kind of has like his heartwarming, like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Smile on him.
Yeah, now I remember. Like, did he teach us about what happened in Union Cross?
Yes, but I also don't know shit about Union Cross, so it's fine.
No,
We're not.
but he
That's
does.
not gonna. If I break canon with Union Cross, who gives a shit? But
Tetsuya Nomura himself is gonna come and shut this shit down.
right, that's the thing that's gonna shut this shit down.
Raul, if you
So-
broke canon with Kingdom Hearts 1, I wouldn't give a shit.
I'm trying not to. So as you guys walk in, like I mentioned, Ventus has like that kind of heartwarming, "Hey guys, what's up?" smile that he always has when you go to like his lectures and stuff like that. Like, you know, he's the most heartwarming, friendly of the group.
Sits in the chair backwards.
Normal, yeah. Hey kids, let's rap. But Aqua and Terra,
This giant 3,000 foot tall throne, he sits in backwards.
no God. Aqua and Terra, however, aren't smiling, and the look that they have on their faces isn't one like you guys didn't fuck up, but it's more one of concern. I would say Aqua more than Terra, but it's like when you guys see their faces, it kind of hammers down the idea that like if this isn't the Mark of Mastery exam, it's something pretty serious. This isn't a normal meeting with your teachers. This isn't a normal lecture or whatever the hell it is, right? Like this is something important. And you guys go to the center of the chamber where you usually do. You guys kind of take a knee, which is like the way to kind of give reverence and respect to your teachers when they summon you. And then Aqua stands, and that's kind of the universal sign for you guys to all stand and pay attention. And she starts off with saying, and again, I'm not going to do accents because I'm real bad at them. But she kind of stands up and says, it's like, so thank you guys for, showing up on time. And she kind of eyes Taiga a little bit as she says that. And
he's like,
she's like, thank you guys for showing up on time. As you guys tell, this is something somewhat important. And let me go ahead and start off by apologizing for not giving you guys, ample warning or, what any kind of like prior information for what this is. The idea is that we wanted you guys as prepared as possible. For a reason that we'll reveal later. And at this point, Terra kind of comes in and he's like, that's not to say that we don't think you guys are up to it. And this kind of gets a side eye Aqua. But Terra's like, we have nothing but the utmost confidence in you guys, and we just wanna make sure of things before we make an ultimate decision about the next phase in your guys' training. And Aqua kind of takes over from there again and is like, first off, I know what this must sound like, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is not the Mark of Mastery exam. Plain and simple, you guys aren't there yet, and I know you guys must be frustrated because it's been a while. But know that this isn't a reflection. Yeah. Know that this isn't a reflection of you guys as students. You've all been working extremely hard, and we're proud of what you've been able to accomplish in that time.
Yeah, sure have. And then cut back to Tiger sleeping underneath the book.
Is he like drooling a bit, or just like a big old spittle of drool while everyone's learning about fucking what happened in Olympus or whatever? Anyway,
limbs in each which way direction.
So as she kind of begins, she's like, okay, to start, I'd like you all to present your Keyblades. So the 5 of you do, like, you put your fan forward and you summon your Keyblades. At this point, it's okay if you guys don't have an idea in mind, but if at this point, if you guys want to describe what your Keyblade looks like, feel free.
Mine kind of looks like Axel's, except it doesn't have like the big chakras on it. Yeah,
okay.
It's fire.
Yeah,
Wow.
What was Ignis's weapons in the? He fought with fists, right?
He has
With
spell
Knives.
Knives.
So
Okay.
Knives
he's,
and
yeah.
spears.
So like what? Like maybe it kind of looks like what his knives look like a bit.
The knives are pretty plain, honestly. So I was just gonna go with like,
Okay, I
hey,
didn't know.
fire.
It's
sort of,
definitely a game
yeah.
that you can equip your own. Like you get better gear,
Yeah.
so it's like why keep with
You can have a
didn't-
giant DJ kit as a broadsword, but aside from that, they're all.
I just
standard.
didn't know. I didn't remember if like Ignis had like a particular like looking weapon, like how like Prompto has his gun,
Yeah.
Clayus has his big sword. So
Yeah, it's not that special, so I just kind of scrapped it.
Noctis has his machine blade. I think that's what it's called.
Love that thing.
that would have
I
been.
think I described
well,
it. I kind of
was-
wanted to. I kind of.
Sorry, I was
Alright.
gonna say like Noctis's weapons would make like decent like Keyblade inspired stuff, but Noctis just already looks like Sora. So
Yeah. I think I described yours. Mine like folds out like a police baton because that's what the combat spear does,
Right.
and it's like obsidian.
Okay. Beth, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I feel like I would have a regular, like a kingdom key blade. But I happened to borrow some nanobots before I left, and I kind of use them to help me hold the thing because I'm tiny and it's big.
That's perfectly fair. Okay. I like that. Chris, did you have anything in mind?
The first thing that popped into my head was, what if Tommy's dragon flute were a keyblade?
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Love it.
So it's like I don't know, like it's like green, I guess. It's like green and then like accented like the white and the gold from like his white costume, but then the keyblade is like, it's like a piece of like volcano rock from my island.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
And
So-
my Keyblade, like in general, like it looks like half like, you know, like a baseball bat, and half like you know, like those particular Japanese clubs. I forgot what they're called, but like, you know, like, oh, you see like depictions of Oni having those clubs. But like I don't think like it has like a handguard or anything, you know. And like it definitely like, you know, has more like, you know, I don't know, bigger or whatever, but on the tip of it, and it's kind of like, in terms of like making it look like a key, like it looks more like it doesn't look like how like the Kingdom Key or other keyblades are, where it's like, you know, the ridges or whatever on the key are on one side. It's more like a double-sided key, or maybe even like a four-sided key or whatever, if that's a thing. But like, the idea is like, it kind of looks like, you know, like one of those, like, you know, Japanese clubs with like the pegs or spikes poking out of it, but also like to give you the idea, it also kind of makes it like you think of like it being like a spiked bat.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I guess like for visual I have a visual reference. You can keep talking. I put something in the chat.
Okay. So yeah, so she kind of like, after you guys bring out your keyblades, she reiterates exactly what a keyblade is. Like, the thing that they've told you guys of what a keyblade is. She says, you know, the keyblade is like an extension of you. The greatest sword masters in history have always said that their weapon is an extension of themselves, but the keyblade is that to a very little degree, as evidenced by the fact that your respective keyblades have taken the form of things that apply to you and your life. You guys all kind of take a second to admire your cool ass, sick ass keyblades. And she says, at this point, we feel like you get it. You know the importance of what this keyblade is and what this weapon is in terms of your relationship to it. And she says, I know we said that this isn't going to be in the Mark of Mastery exam, but this is an exam. And you guys don't know the end goal of it by design. We didn't warn you about it by design. But as Tara has so eloquently put it, we have nothing but faith in you guys. And she kind of like raises her hands, and Tara and Ventus, who's been sitting down this whole he gets up, and him and Tara kind of approach you guys, stand a few feet away from you, and Tara still looks very serious, but Ventus is still smiling, and as he looks at all of you, he kind of winks, and he's like, no pressure, guys. And they both summon a portal. And you guys have never seen this portal before, but from what you guys have read, you guys know that this is one of the dark pathways that the organization used to use. And if for those that don't know, it literally just looks like a big spooky dark portal, with darkness emanating from it. And
Like, how are you doing that?
Terra's the one that kind of speaks up, and he's like, the thing that if there's anything that we've learned, especially boy, let me tell you, if there's anything that we learned over the course of our adventures, it's that the relationship between light and dark has to be one of balance. And if you're not open to embracing the darkness within you as well as the light, it's just gonna open you up to being consumed by it. And as he says this, Ventus in his jokey ass is like, "Oh, hey, speaking of darkness," and through both portals, you guys see these creatures come through. And again, you guys have never seen these creatures, but you guys immediately know from your studies that this is the Heartless. The first creatures you guys see are the regular shadows. Those little tiny, kind of cute looking guys.
Yeah, and the soldiers, and then the ones that fly around with the hats. And then a large body.
Some of those come out too, but the more important one that comes out is kind of I always kind of consider them grown-up shadows. They're the shadows who fuck.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the swole shadows.
The swole shadows. So you have 3 type of Heartless that kind of come out. It's like the little tiny shadows, the bigger swole shadows, a few of the flying ones paths. And you guys have never encountered the Heartless. Like, the Heartless never invaded your worlds when you awoke to the Keyblade, and you kind of sussed out since then that the reason why the teachers found you guys so fast and took you away so fast is for that reason. Because as you guys know, Keyblades are kind of a beacon for the Heartless. That being said, the land of departure is a land that kind of exists between the dark and the light, and the Heartless they can't really get there through normal means. They have to be summoned like they were just now. And you guys don't know what this is about, but you guys can kind of suss out that hey, man, I'm saying suss out a lot, huh? Thanks. You guys can kind of figure out that, you guys should probably get ready for battle right now. So,
You don't say.
I'm going to ask each of you to roll for initiative. And the modifier that you're going to add to each of them is the quick approach.
Okay.
And then tell me what that is.
Oh, fuck.
Can someone just put the PDF that they have for me like in the Discord, like in one of the channels?
Give me 1 second.
You're good.
Okay, I got a -1, and my quick roll modifier is +2, so I got a 1. So
I got a 1 and +1 is 2.
I just gotta check what my numbers are. 1 second. Oh, it deleted it.
Man, it feels like a first
Drat.
session.
Come on. Oh, wait, no, it's on that page. Okay, cool. I am the same as Zach. I rolled a 4, but I've got 2 quick, so rolled a 1.
I rolled a +1, and I have 2 quicks and 3.
Damn you, fuck.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. So everyone give me your numbers again?
2.
Etha's a 3.
1.
3. Leah, you got 1. Zach, you got 1. Okay, so Chris, this is my bad. I skipped over your approaches when we were making your character.
Oh god. Okay, we'll fix that later.
Yeah, we can fix that later. That's completely fine. It's not a big deal. I'll let you roll with a +3.
Okay. 1 second. Click. I got +2.
Okay.
So he's first.
Family Man's kicking off.
Okay, so here's the order. Beth goes first. Then I'm gonna say Chris. Then Devin. Then Zach and Leo. Okay. So, first goes Beth, then goes Chris, then goes Devin, Zach, Leo. And then let me kind of roll for these motherfuckers. So, at the very last, after Leo's gonna be these dumbass Heartless.
How many are there?
There's multiple. I would say at least 10, but the way this works is I'm gonna treat each one as a mob. So there's 3 different types of Heartless.
Okay.
Does that make sense? There is a lot more individual Heartless, but in theory, you're dealing with 3 enemies.
Okay. So important. Zach mentioned that you think they confiscated my equipment, but my stunts kind of hinge on those. Am I kitted out?
You have your plasma cannon.
Okay, MMS.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're ready for combat.
Right.
Okay, so like I mentioned, we have 3 different types of enemies. Because there's 5 of you, let me go ahead and retroactively add one more. There is 2 big body. But again, they act as a mob. So you have 4 different types of Heartless. You got the tiny shadow ones, the buffer shadow ones that fuck, the ones with hats that fly around, and the big bodies. So, Beth,
How do you know the big bodies don't fuck?
Look,
I
man.
mean,
All I know is that
Sorry.
I can confirm that those bigger ones definitely fuck. Let me look at them. Beth,
can you
how do you want to
imagine
proceed?
an M-rated Keyblade?
That's what we're playing right now.
Yeah, it's like it would have Predator. It's basically Mortal Kombat with their fucking guest characters and shit.
So Beth, how do you want to proceed?
Oh my god, I don't know. So I feel like since it's the first time we're seeing these, I would kind of be a little freaked out.
Okay.
I might try to immediately attack, I think.
Okay. You see your approaches, right?
Yeah.
What kind of approach do you want to use for this attack?
Maybe a quick, since it's a like they appeared and I'm freaked out and I wanna strike right away.
Okay. Go ahead and then you're gonna add the bonus from your.
I got a
Yes.
-1 core plus 2, which would be a 1.
All right. So you hit which one are you attacking? Which kind of Heartless are you
The
attacking?
tiny ones, the shadows.
Okay. So the tiny ones rolled a -1. They're not very strong. Go ahead and describe to me how you hit one. Like, describe to me what you do, basically. It is a confirmed hit. You gotta confirm it.
Okay, so they'll come out of the portal, and I feel like, I would just run up and be holding my Keyblade with both hands, and, you know, my nanobots on there, and I would just be like, what the fuck are these things? And just like, wham! And 2-handed on the head.
Okay. You strike one of them, and you could tell that you got him pretty good. As your Keyblade makes contact with the shadow, I don't want to say it's like the vibration of the hit. The vibration of the hit kind of goes up through your arms, and you kind of get this innate sense that, like, hell yeah, this is right. This is what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. with this
What
thing.
First
Like,
kill.
it was meant for.
this feels natural to you.
This is
And
wonderful.
a little bit of that fear that you had goes away as you realize, oh, this is what you've been training for. And you kind of go back, like, thinking, like, hell yeah, I just, like, hit a fucking heart. And that specific Heartless is, like, gets, like, so spooked that it kind of disappears into the ground and, like, slithers away. And it's like, nah, I don't want to deal with this right now. And that gives you a little bit of confidence as you go back into the lineup with everyone else. Next up is Chris.
Okay, so I am going to run forward and just sort of smack the first enemy that I see.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a +2 for this one. And again, this is just for this round because I messed up with Chris's character. Forgot to do approaches. We'll be a session, but go ahead and roll.
Roll the
You rolled a -2.
I rolled a -1.
A -1. Okay. I rolled a -2, so you still hit. Choose which Heartless that you wanted to hit. Like, which kind of Heartless. Again, yeah, the tiny ones, the buff ones, the flying ones, and the big buff.
I think I'll go after the flying ones, and I think the visual of it, if this is okay, is kind of like the raid strike when you like he sort of like boomerangs it, and it just like comes back.
Okay. So yeah, so you're tossing your Keyblade, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of toss your. Wait, don't you have a stunt for that?
I think I do. Yes, I think we set it up that way, which is why I went there first, because we had talked about doing that.
What number did you get?
-1.
And then your bonus was +2, right?
Yeah.
I remember the animation for that in Chain of Memories being like hella jank, right? It was like
yeah,
slowly
it was.
rotate.
Well, especially the 3D version too. Like the 2D one, it was OP because it was on the back end. But
yeah,
anyway.
Why was it worse than the 3D version? That just uses the same engine as Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, because it didn't immediately it followed differently. It didn't follow in a straight line. It followed in like a diagonal, which was like slightly worse because of the way the arena was. But
okay, so here's what happened. You toss your Keyblade and it. Oh, I'm giving you another because this is a stunt. You technically get a +4.
Oh, nice.
So you have a 1, and my Heartless rolled a -2. So here's what happens. You throw it, and
he's got a 3. He rolled a -1 and added 2, so he's a 3.
Oh, was that a -1 with the 2?
Oh no, that was just. I'm sorry. That I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. I rolled a -1, and then.
Okay, no, that's even better. You get a 3. With that 3, I think it hits one of the flying ones, and it just kind of disintegrates it completely.
Nice.
And you get the same feeling that Beth got. It's not the vibrations through the Keyblade, because obviously you threw yours. But it's like as you see that Heartless kind of disappear as your Keyblade hits it, just fucking disintegrates. In your head, you're kind of like, okay, this is nice. Like, this is, again, same realization Beth had. This is what you've been training for, and it low-key feels good. That Keyblade then continues on, hits the front belly of a big body, and reflects, and it hits one of the smaller ones. I'm gonna say the same one Beth hit. Like, it was like off on the corner. It was like off on the corner catching its breath. Like, oh, they can't hit me here. Here comes this fucking flying Keyblade. Hits it, it disappears, and then it goes back to Chris's hand.
Nice.
So, that's Chris's turn. You took out 2 Heartless. One which was already weakened, but that's still pretty cool. Okay. Not Leo. Devin, it's your turn.
So there's 2 big bodies. Did the other one get hurt by the bounce?
No, because it hit his belly and it reflected it.
Okay. Well. I can't. This isn't Disney approved, guys. I think the Chond is gonna see that it bounced and is like, that. Okay, like the fact that this thing took a hit and just sort of shrugged it off, like, that's my dude.
Okay.
And he's gonna charge him like wielding his, or not just like, you know, like about like just has it up in the air, like let's do some shit. Like say, I'm coming for you. Everyone knows it, so I'm gonna add +2 for flash.
Okay.
And also,
Tiger just furrows
as I come to,
sprouts.
I'm gonna use my 1 session plasma cannon to add another +2 to this attack.
Okay, so here's how the plasma cannon works.
Okay.
It's not because it's once the session. It's not a +2. It's just a
Oh.
dead ass hit. It literally just means, hey, you're just gonna roll for damage.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why it's once a session.
We could have picked we could have made once a session stunts. I didn't see that in the SRD.
Yeah.
There is once a session.
I'll take
So-
Yeah.
So he raises his sword in the air and like points at the one that just got hit and hits him with his shoulder cannon. And so I
You're gonna
roll.
do the once a session.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna roll for damage. You're gonna hit him with your plasma cannon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just roll for damage, my dude.
Is this gonna count for flashy? Is that gonna affect anything?
No, this isn't. This is a rule breaking
Alright.
thing. You're just gonna roll for damage.
Okay.
If you wanted to add the flash team op,
Okay.
and
So
all
it's
it's
a-
gonna
it's
do
an
is add more
absolute hit.
damage. Yeah, all it's gonna do is add more damage. If you
Okay.
get anything on like in the negatives, I'm just gonna count it as like a 0. Well, we'll see when we get there.
I got a -1
Okay, I'll count that as a 1.
as a 1,
Yeah,
so it does 3 damage to him.
3 damage. Okay. Yeah. So you describe how this happens, Devin.
Okay, so like I see again, like I saw that Zach, the character Zach, Keyblade bounced off this guy. I was like, okay, yes, that's a worthy foe.
That
I
wasn't
pointed
me.
him
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, wait, never mind.
that
Yeah,
character
God damn
Zach,
it.
not Zach's character. So I see the Chris. I was just gonna call you Chris, then whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chris's Keyblade bounced off and is like, okay, worthy foe on site. And then I like point at him and just to say like you, and then like the shoulder and like raise my sword in the air like I'm ready to do this, and then the plasma cannon on my shoulder swivels over and hits him with a giant blue ball of electricity, which I should add explodes when it hits him.
Okay.
And it's I guess what it's like. Does that kill him?
You did 3 damage to him. It doesn't kill him, but boy, does it leaves him in a bad spot.
Or I imagine it knocks him back a little bit.
It knocks him back a little bit. Like he saw you make eye contact with him, and he kind of puffed up his belly like, "Fucking try it, bitch!" Right?
And I did.
And you did, and he's blown back. Like if anything, he blows back towards Aqua, and she kind of just steps to the side a little bit, and he falls through and hits her throne, and she just kind of dusts her shoulder, like whatever. So he's in a bad spot, as there's only 2 of them. Because your thing is an explosive thing, it also adds 1 damage to all the Heartless around him. So
It's okay. Sure.
I'd fucking
So-
love it if they're all dead in second.
If you're willing
No,
to give
no.
me all that for one session, sure.
Yeah, so it kind of harms the rest of them. Not a lot of damage, but enough that like for reference right now, half of
It's
one
not a big
damage for
explosion.
yeah, but they're kind of close together.
Sure.
One damage for like a tiny Heartless is half its health. For a visual reference. So the tiny Heartless are like, oh shit. And the other ones are kind of like, oh, didn't expect that. And whereas the Heartless earlier kind of looked like, oh, fuck yeah, fresh meat. Now they're more defensive, if that makes sense. Like, okay, we're not fucking around here. The big body that went flying back is, he's back there for now. So next is Zach, the player.
Okay, before I just imagine because they're so roly-poly, he does like a little like flip.
So before I say this, Devin, I've been saying this for everyone, you know, like they get this feeling like, oh, this is what all your training is, this feels good. You get that same feeling, but it's not because of your Keyblade. It's because of your years of training as a predator. You're like, yeah, this is just your natural predator.
He's just having a good time.
This is literally what I've been raised for hundreds of years.
This has nothing to do with your Keyblade. This is just you naturally like, yeah.
Wait, that's how old predators get?
Huh?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I looked it up. The equivalent of a 17-year-old predator is 340 years old.
Jesus.
Okay, Zach, the player, it's your turn.
Okay, okay. So Taiga's gonna notice that, like, you know, that the John is trying to, like, you know, like, big man. And he's like, okay, that's how it's gonna fucking be, man. So he's gonna, like, you know, lift up his Keyblade and go, like, you know, let's fucking go. And it's like, you know, like one of those like angry baseballs, and like he's gonna target like the other large body.
Okay.
So like I imagine he's gonna like attack him like in a flash way because that's how he wants to do everything.
Okay, so what's your bonus for that? What's your model?
That's a +3.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, let me get the roll. Okay, I got a +2 on my roll, so that's +3. So that's a 5. So,
Okay, that's a hit.
yeah, I figured.
So go ahead and describe what happened.
So, like, I guess, like, he, like, so I guess, like, he, like, you know, charges head first at the other large body. He's not gonna, like, you know, fucking, like, kill steal the Chan shit. Because, like, you know, then he's not, that makes him less of a tough guy, you know, like stealing other people's kills.
Okay.
Also, I was like, you.
But, like, like, you know, you can't even take it on this guy. Let me watch this shit. So, like, he, like, charges up at it, and, like, I think, like, he, like, waits for it to, like, you know, like, punch at him or something.
Uh-huh.
And then he, like, hops on its arm, like, runs up its arm, and, like, you know, so he can hop over behind it, and then, like, strike it behind it with his bat. With his, you know, bat blade. Key bat.
Okay. So you kill this big body.
That's what I thought with the +5.
You just dead ass kill this big body. Like, this big body sees exactly what you're gonna do. Puffs up his belly like, alright, fucking try it. And then, like, as you hop over him, he, like, slow motion looks up at you like, "Ooh," and you hit him in the back. And it's just like a straight through slice and he's gone. Devin,
And, like,
how does your character feel about this?
So I guess if he was gonna go for mine, I would have been mad that he's kill stealing. But like that was like, you know, like the Chant is very much like game recognized game. It gives him like a nod of acknowledgement.
Okay.
And I guess, like, back at him, he just goes, you know, he's like, yeah, that's right. Like, I imagine, like, you know, it's like, because, like, Keyblade is more like a bat than like a sword. Like, it wasn't like, you know, like a cool horizontal slash. Like I imagine that even though like the weakness of the big bodies is that you go behind them and hit them, like it's more like a conk on the head, you know? Conking on someone in the head with a bat to fucking kill them.
Yeah. At this point, after seeing the display that, well, let me see the character names. Hold on. After the display that, because like this is kind of a 1-2 punch. Like the Chan used plasma cannon, and immediately after that, Taiga uses that and just fucking like one shot at a big body. Ventus kind of whistles like, damn, right? Like this just happened, and he kind of whistles like, damn. And even Terra has this look on his face like, validation. And Aqua still kind of has this stern look on her face, almost as if like, this battle's not over yet. After that, it's Leo.
Yeah, and so by this point, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm all by myself on this side of the room. So I'm going to take a careful approach, and I'm going to stay there. So I'm just going to wait for them to come to me and just watch what they're doing. So can I roll for careful, which is +3, I think, for approach?
You don't have to roll right now because you're just gonna stand there, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna. So who's left? Like, who's most likely to make their way over to me first? I have a feeling it's not gonna be a big body because they're super low.
Yeah, the ones that still have the most health because they've remained relatively untouched are the buff Heartless. Like the only damage they've sustained is like the fallout from plasma cannon.
Okay, cool.
But even then, that wasn't much. That was just like ow, that hurt. After that is Flying Heartless, and only one of them has been killed, and that was by Chris.
Alrighty. Well, I reckon I'm just gonna take some liberty and go. Okay, the muscly Heartless is one of the ones coming to me, and so I'm standing there in sort of like a tennis ready sort of stance, like not being cocky about it. I'm not like hands in my pockets or any shit, and once I've gauged it and I've got enough of an idea and he's close enough to me.
Would have his hand in his pockets.
Yeah. See, what got me? You pretty much stole my idea. I was gonna do a flip over the side, except end it with a cool horizontal slash from behind. So that was my careful approach.
You could do like a nothing personnel kit or something.
There's nothing more careful than flipping. There's nothing more careful than running up on someone and flipping over them.
See, he waited for the best moment, and flips are his main way of dodging. So that's how I'm pitching that as a careful.
Sure.
Okay. So you're not attacking, right? You're just gonna dodge.
Well, I jumped over to attack from behind. That's what I'm trying to go for. So like a 2-in-1. Like he came for me first. I'm on the defensive. That makes sense.
All right. So what's your careful bonus?
3. That's my highest. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So roll and then add a 3.
And I got a 0, so 3 it is.
That's barely a hit because this Heartless got a +2.
Bugger.
So describe how this hit goes.
Probably as opposed to a horizontal slash, maybe a fencing jab before I jump back a bit. I'm playing it safe.
Okay. You do this, and your flip catches the buff Heartless by surprise. And as you hit it, it kind of like winces at it, but like it's not dead.
Drat.
But now you've got its attention because it kind of the way it came at you, it kind of disregarded you. But now you've got its attention, and it's kind of more. You get the sense that it's not gonna undermine you anymore.
Okay.
So now you're face to face with this Heartless, and now it's all the Heartless. So I'm gonna start with that Heartless that's facing you, Leo. He's going to attack you.
Okay.
And I need you to roll.
Okie dokie, I am rolling, and I got another 0.
Okay, so he got a -2.
Okay.
Which means you get to parry this one.
Cool.
So he goes.
Does it have to be a parry? Can I just dodge again?
can, yeah, if you want.
Yeah,
so
I'm a pussyfoot at this point, so yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
I'm not impressing anyone.
Describe how you just kind of dodged.
Okay, perhaps. Alright, maybe a bit more of a parry. Maybe one of his limbs comes out for a bit of a smack, and I kick it away with a bit of a, roundhouse kick, and then retreat. Simple.
That kills this dude. Yeah,
Wait, what?
all that talking all that good shit.
Success!
That kills this dude.
Wait, was it gonna kill anyway?
Fuck the
Yeah.
Keyblade, kick to the arm. That got him.
Yeah, because Leo got the chance to parry, he takes damage, and then that killed him.
So parrying deals damage to like the attacker.
It's the difference. It's the difference of the roll. So like because he got a -1 and Leo got, what did you get, Leo?
I got a 0, so
Yeah. So he got dealt 1 damage instead of like doing a hit, he got 1 damage. So that's the way it works, is if you attack someone and they choose to parry, that's another thing. They're not always gonna parry, but if they choose to parry, you'll take that damage difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which is why, like, you could have also just dodged. It would have meant he took no damage.
I
Okay.
getcha.
So 3 more Heartless go. That was their turn. The Flying Hats, I think, are mad at Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, the player, they're gonna attack you. I'm gonna need you to roll.
Okay. I rolled +2.
Okay, they rolled a 0. You want to parry them?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and describe how you parry them.
So I said you said they're like flying types, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's one of those situations where they try to like dive bomb me, and I just sort of like thrust up and meet them and just rush through them.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that tries to rush you, this is also gonna kill him. The one that tries to rush you fails. You go up and you rush him instead, and again, you get a kill off of this, and feels real good to be killing these Heartless like God intended. That's gonna be okay. You guys are making quick, dudes. Now it's gonna be the one big body that's left. And he's gonna look at you, Dechanda. He's dead ass gonna point at you, and he's gonna do like the neck slice thing.
Dechanda opens his arms in and bring it on fashion.
You just hear Goldberg's theme start playing, and
He's next.
And I'm gonna need you to roll, Devin.
That's a +2.
Okay, so this dude's dead. Describe to me how that happens.
So, how does he come at me? Is he gonna like belly slam me, or is he gonna try to punch me? I forget how they do.
He's gonna be doing that thing where he turns all red and starts charging forward. So he's like charging at you, belly first.
As he's charging at me, I hold my keyblade, my combi keyblade out as if I'm just gonna let him charge into it. But as he gets close, I bring it back and then just like uppercut him through the head with it.
Okay, yeah, and that kills that dude. So the big bodies are gone. You got rid of one of the types of Heartless. 3 left. The weakest ones right now.
That lasted longer, actually.
The weakest ones right now are the Flying Hats. They're not doing great. The buff Heartless. Or no, the weakest ones are the Flying Hats. After that are the tiny Heartless, and the ones doing the best right now are Heartless. And The tiny heartless, they're the last to go. They're gonna. They don't like you, Beth. So they're gonna come after you. I'm gonna need you to.
Okay. I got a -3.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
boy!
wait. I have a stunt where I can quickly block to give me a +2. Can I use that?
Yeah.
And that would give me a -1.
Okay. So yeah, that helps. Yeah. So they kind of come at you. They come at you, and you kind of like decide, like you're kind of like you're on a high right now.
Hmm.
Like fuck yeah, I killed that first heartless, or no, I hit that first heartless.
He ran away and then he got finished off. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of on a high right now. Cocky. You swing as this tiny heartless comes at you, but he pulls a fast one on you. He morphs into the ground as you swing, and you miss, and then he kind of uppercuts you, and
Oh man.
you take 1 damage. So here's how damage works in this game for you guys. On your character sheets, there's something called stress and consequences.
Mhm.
To absorb damage, you can use either stress or consequences. You have 3 boxes that have stress on. One is labeled 1, one is labeled 2, the other one's labeled 3. That number corresponds to how much damage points those boxes can absorb. So you can use your number 1. So for example, the number 1 stress box absorbs 1 damage, number 2 absorbs 2, and then number 3 absorbs 3.
Mm-hmm. I use
And
that first one.
yeah, you can use that first one to absorb the damage. When you run out of stress that you can use, that's where consequences come in. And consequences are, okay, instead of, taking damage, you're going to take a consequence from this attack this damage you can no longer absorb. And that could be stuff like a broken leg and stuff like that. That'll give you a disadvantage for future rolls. And there's minor and major consequences, where like minor consequences are going to be stuff that's just for this round of fighting. Major consequences are stuff that your character's going to have to deal with for a session or 2. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So for now, you're fine. You can absorb that 1 damage, but that is 1 stress box you don't have anymore.
Now,
Go ahead.
Now, a question: when you so yeah, you can either absorb 1 damage from the 1 damage box, or 2 from 3, 2 from the 2 damage one, and the third, and 3 from the other one. That has to be done when you take the damage, right?
Yes.
So if you take 1 damage 1 round, but then you want to wait, and you're not going to spend 1 of your stresses then you take 1 damage the next round. You can't spend the 2 damage one to absorb both of those, right?
No.
So you have to spend 1 that would absorb the amount of damage you take at that moment.
Yeah, and it's that box when you use it. That number is just how much the higher limit to the damage you can take. So if you use that 2 box to absorb 1 damage, that's it. Use that box.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, I got another damage the next round, I can still use that 2 box. No, you use that 2 box to absorb the 1 damage. But it just means that box can't be used to absorb more than 2 damage, and then the 3 box can't be used to absorb more than 3 damage. So when you're in a situation where you've used all your boxes, even though you didn't use their limits, that's when you have to go with the consequences.
So you could think maybe I took 2 damage, but all I have left is the 3 damage box, so maybe I should save that or something,
Yeah, you can take a consequence of it. And then I can decide if it's going to be a minor or a major one. And then we'll work together to decide what that consequence is and what the effect is. So you have 3 consequence boxes. That means you can only take 3 consequences. After that, if your character takes more damage, they don't die, but they're out of the fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
they're out of they're knocked out, and that also means that enemies can't attack that character. And then I'll also, as we do more, because I know Beth is trying to use her character as a healer. As we do more healing stuff, I'll decide what that means in the context of this.
I do have a question in regards to stress and consequences.
Okay.
Because one of my stunts that I chose was quick recipe, and so I less so for healing. I wanted to use it for stat buffs. Like, is there any way that could serve as an extra stress box? If I were, like, is that too lopsided? Like, not necessarily for myself, but for other, if I'm like, I'll whip up a quick recipe for.
I feel like using that. I feel like having a stunt that makes like an extra stress box would be like a healing thing.
I guess so. Yeah.
Not if it gives you like an additional 1 stress, so you have 2 1 stresses to burn.
Yeah, and you could use it like a once a day stunt, and it would just take 1.
Yeah,
stress
that would be
instead of using a box.
something. That would be something that, like, at the time.
Then you wouldn't be able to heal anybody with it. It would just take extra damage.
Yeah, that would be.
My hopes were that I was gonna I kind of want to dumb it down a little bit so it's a bit less useful, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to think, like, what is the least break the game way that I can have Ignis cook as much as possible.
Maybe something you have to do like before, like we're in a fight. Like I can't imagine like you're cooking in the middle of a fight, but like
literally in the game he whips it, like in the video game he whips out a table and cooks in the middle of a gun.
Okay,
like,
well, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the other recipes where you do it when you're camping.
It's like in his skill tree, quick recipe.
What I would do is I would just have that be. And then the thing it's like you can do an extra 1 damage or 1 stress box.
Okay.
But I wouldn't let you like revive anyone with it.
Yeah, because they can't chew if they're dead. Like, you can't feed dead people.
You can't, no.
That's true. So Beth, you
That's
used 1
science.
stress box.
Yeah.
You can mark that on your page. And that goes away after the session as long as you guys rest or use items or whatever the fuck, right?
Cool.
But for now, that's gonna go away at the end of this battle, so don't worry. So that's the Heartless. They managed to do exactly 1 damage to you guys. So this is going well for them. Sorry, someone's gonna say something?
I say, to the point that would be a stupid thing to do in the middle of combat. You realize we're playing a Kingdom Hearts RPG, right? I played
is there a
enough of the
skateboard
three to be
laying around?
that would be the least stupid thing that would happen in a combat when I played Kingdom Hearts 3 when I was summoning roller coasters and shit.
Yeah. The teacup ride.
God. Okay, so we're back at the top, and it's Beth's turn now.
Okay, so I feel like I would be super angry at that little dude that just hit me, and I would try to quickly attack him back.
Okay.
So
What's that bonus?
that's a +2 for quick.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
And I rolled a 0.
+2?
So 0 + 2, yeah.
Okay. That hits. How are you gonna describe to me what happens here?
Okay, so I feel so pulled a fast one on me and hit me. So I feel like I took a second to recover, and then I'm kind of going to backhand swing the blade and just hit him in the back of the head.
Okay.
He's already near me.
Okay. That kills him. And after that, there's exactly 1 tiny Heartless left, and he's not happy about it. He's not looking like he's too excited about that. So good job. After that is second is Chris.
Okay, so who's left?
So you have the ones in the best position right now. There's still about, I'd say, 4 buff Heartless. There's 1 flying hat left, and then 1 tiny Heartless left.
I'll go for the tiny one, just to keep it up.
Okay. And again, I'm gonna give you a +2 for this one.
Okay, so I rolled a -1.
Okay. Well. Okay. He's gonna parry that because he got a 0. I think he's gonna pull the same trick because this is really the only trick these guys got. Which is, hey, I'm gonna morph it to the expect it, and he pulls it off on you, and he also does an uppercut against you. And he just gives you 1 damage, so you can use that 1 stress box.
Got a little scratch.
Yeah, you got a little scratch.
So wait, this isn't that big of a deal because it's never really been a big deal in other games. But just to be sure, like we could still talk amongst the group and coordinate who do we want to attack, right?
Yeah,
maybe not in
That's
character.
good to know.
Maybe not in character, but as the party, hey, if you want to attack this guy, I won't attack that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have an idea if so I don't know. I don't think this is what you were gonna do, Devin, but I want to make sure I attack the tiny the flying hat guys, which there's one of those left. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I want to at the least attack one of the flying hat guys. I'll let you know when it's my turn. What else that means?
Yeah, and there's exactly 3 buff Heartless.
Are they still you said they're a mob, right?
Uh-huh.
So if I went in on them, I could, but if I got a really good roll and they got a really shitty roll, I could.
If you do enough damage, you're gonna kill all.
Cool. That's what I'm gonna do then.
Okay.
But
That
Gonna
It
get
is
in
your
there with the AVP arcade desperation attack where you spin your staff around.
Good.
okay. That's what you're gonna do. What bonus do you want to apply? What approach do you want to apply to that?
I feel like Sneaky's kind of out of the picture at this point for me.
Oh yeah.
And the I guess, yeah, all my stunts aren't gonna work then. I guess I am gonna well, can I still use my mask to does this mob count as 1 enemy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my mask and look at since they haven't done much, just sort of size them up
Okay.
before I rush in on them and use that as a sort of planning. I was okay, how am I gonna fuck this dude?
So what it sounds like you're doing right now, it sounds like you're invoking an aspect.
Yeah.
So an aspect that you have is that mask.
Right.
And you want to use that mask to give you an advantage in this.
Yeah.
That's going to cost you a fate point.
Oh, it's a stunt though.
You have that as a stunt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Ignore my bullshit. So that's a +2, right?
So I'm gonna say since I'm yeah, that's a +2 from the stunt. My clever is a 3.
If you're gonna use a stunt, you can only use that bonus. The bonuses don't stop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, then no, I'm just gonna use my. I'm just gonna
Okay, go ahead.
I want to try to bait them into attacking me and putting themselves in a disadvantageous position so I can take out more than one at once. Can I count that as clever?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Sweet. +3 it is.
Okay.
I just want to kill these.
All right.
It's a +2 and +3, so that's a 5.
Does he kill them?
Yeah. So, how do you kill all 3 of these buff Heartless, Devin?
So after I uppercutted what I assumed was their Grand Pumbaa, just I again beat my chest and sort of just what's up, come at me, and they they're well, all right, we'll oblige, and they rush in at me, and again I do the sidestep, I do the shadow step thing where they just all miss me, and then when they're past me I do a real long sweep on all 3 of them.
All right. and they're dead.
So like, I'm counting, and there is only 2 Heartless left, right? Not even mobs.
Yeah, they're no longer mob. They're just single. There's one tiny Heartless and one.
So like, statistically speaking, like I can't beat the number of kills that like Deshaun has gotten at this point.
I have 4.
But like,
Yeah.
as I
So
said,
no,
like,
you
I
can't.
can only get like, I can only get 3.
If it makes you feel any better, so the flying ones and the tiny ones each have 2 health. The big bodies have 5, and
I'm
and
saying
you
this,
soloed one of them.
Taiga is counting bodies being dropped. Like it can't like like it is not possible for me to get more bodies being dropped than him.
No.
And his point, I soloed the other one.
But like, okay, he's getting kind of like, you know, at this point he's like, fuck, like, and like he lets him get distracted about that, you know, getting caught up in like this competition that's really only in his head. And then like, you know, like then eventually you notice like one of the flying ones like flying by him, and he's like, okay, you want some of this? Fine. And like, I'm gonna use my stunt called Batter Up, or like I get a +2 if I'm trying to like bat something away.
A +2 if you what?
I get a +2 if I try to like bat something away, like not just hit it, but like, you know, hit it like a baseball bat and have it hit something.
Send it flying.
Okay, go ahead.
And like, if this like is successful, I want it to like hit the other like Heartless left. So like, I'm trying to kill both of them.
Okay, go ahead, try it.
Okay, so let me roll. Okay, I got a -2, but I got a +2 for the stunt and the +3 for flashy, so that's a 5. Wait, no, that's a 3. Yeah.
No, well, I'm gonna give this to you, but for future reference, those don't stack.
Wait, what do you mean they don't stack?
Like the bonuses, like your approaches and then your stunts don't stack.
How do they? But how they don't? If they don't stack, then what's the point of the bonus? Because the bonus is a +2, but like my like flashy score is +3. The bonus is worse then.
It's fair.
I thought my read of it was it was a +2 to like the associated approach.
I'll look at it later. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give it to you now. I'll look at it later. If it's something that I can see that it's like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit, that might be a real like takeaway.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the point of that, because like the only reason you do that then is like if you want to like, you know, get a +2 in a specific circumstance to like your approaches you have a 1 or a 0 in.
Yeah. Again, I might be talking out of my ass and remembering it wrong. I want to go make sure, but I'll let you guys know, because that is also something I can just take. But we can make a house roll, because that's more fun. But yeah, I'll give it to you now.
Okay, so I got a +3 then.
That you got a +3. They got. Yeah, that's gonna kill them.
Is it gonna kill both of them?
That kills both of them, because they got whoever you just hit got a -2.
So like, you know, I see that thing coming. It's like, okay, want some of this? Fine. And like, you know, like I, you know, swing at like a baseball bat, you know, my fucking, you know, legs, fucking like not right. He was a pitcher, but you know what I mean. Like I home run it, and I send like the flying one, like ricocheting into like the other Heartless that's probably just minding its own business, and you know, then they just like, you know, disintegrate the way Heartless do, like, and just go, and like the hearts float out.
All right.
It's like then like I still shout back. I shout over at like Deshaun, like I came in second.
Okay.
Sure did.
Congratulations, guys! You just finished your first battle.
Yeah.
That's the wrong game.
So after Taiga his 6th stunt, and then yells at Chanda, Tara's gonna kind of look back at Aqua, And Ventus is like going wild. Like he was eating this shit up. And he's like clapping, he's like cheering, he's like, all right. And Tara's gonna look at Aqua and he's gonna be like, well. And Aqua's gonna take a moment, she's gonna take a beat. And then she steps forward to kind of align herself with where Ventus and Tara are. And she's gonna start with you. Sorry. Notes are all weird. She's going to start with Aoife. And she's gonna be like, Aoife. The thing that she tells you is your hesitation and then following overconfidence was your disadvantage in this fight. And she's like, as a Keyblade wielder, you can't let either emotion overcome you because it's going to cloud your judgment during a fight. And it's going to lead to you taking the damage that you did. As small as it is, as small as the damage that you took was, it could be greater in the future. And that's all she kind of has to say about you. Then she looks at Zach, so the character Zach, not Zach, our friend. And she says, Zach, your impatience was also your disadvantage in this fight. And she says, don't try to rush things. Take a more analytical approach in the future, and you'll see you'll become more successful in your fights. She goes, on that note, Ignis, your careful approach was your disadvantage in this fight. I commend you for wanting to take a step back and taking a more analytical approach, but much in the same way that Aoife let her own nerves get the better of her, you were a bit too slow to react. And that's an issue of equal importance.
Understood, Master.
Thank you. Then she looks at Taiga and Dachanda. And she goes, the both of you have the same exact issue. It's okay to have a bit of a rivalry with your comrades, but you cannot let this sense of competition override the duty that you have in this fight. Fights aren't about who gets the most body count or who does the most damage or looks the best doing it. Fights are about overcoming your enemy and doing so in a way that minimizes the damage to the best of your ability. And again, it's okay to have a bit of friendly competition as long as that doesn't become your goal. And that's really all she has to say about your guys' performance. She goes on and she says, that being said, you guys have improved tremendously in the amount of time that we've had the pleasure of being your teachers. And this battle that you were unprepared for, that you were not warned of, shows how far you guys have come.
Guys, what the hell? We could have had a little warning.
You say like one of two things. Like if you don't want us to be competitive, then this would have been a life or death situation, which in other words would have been put the onus on you for putting us students at risk with real ass heartless.
Show some respect to your master, Tiger. Not now.
I'm just saying, like, if we were really in trouble, like, it would be irresponsible of you to intervene. So, like, I don't see what's the problem with having a little fun with this then.
The Chan pipes up and says, Taiga, if this were a life and death situation, the only competition would be to survive.
You're one to talk.
You're just mad I won.
Okay. I understand your frustration, and the answer I have for you, Taiga, is simply put, we're not always going to be there to intervene. And that brings us to the point of this test. This test was less something for you guys to overcome and more something that we wanted to check for ourselves. Because the next phase of your training is something we've been arguing amongst ourselves over whether or not you're truly ready. And she goes on to say, as far as you guys have come, and you guys have truly come far, we don't want to minimize that. You're not at a level that you should be right now. You guys aren't wrong.
You keep going back and forth here. We're great we're great as far as we come, but we're not. Make up your mind.
You guys aren't progressing at the rate that is normal.
Taiga's gonna be that Riku.
It's your guys' assumption that
You
this
mean,
was
like,
going to
the
be a
coolest guy, then
mastery
sure.
exam. Hold on. You guys' assumption that this was going to be a market mastery exam is not unfounded. At this point, through the normal progression, you guys should be there. But you're not. And as impressive as your guys' skills were in this fight, it's clear, I think, to all three of us that you're not. And Tara kind of nods, and Ventus kind of does too, but he has like this apologetic look on his face, like, "Hey, sorry guys, it's true."
What the hell is wrong with us?
That's the thing, Aoife. I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think there's something wrong with our approach to how we've taught you, and it's something that we've come to realize as we study the history of the old Keyblade masters. You've reached a plateau in your training. And the reason you've reached this plateau in your training is that you're not going to become masters simply by fighting against us again. Sora, the greatest of us.
Really?
Sora, the greatest of us, reached the skill of a master 3 times in his time as a Keyblade wielder. And he did each time he did it in a relatively short amount of time. And although Sora is unnaturally gifted for what we know as Keyblade wielders, it still comes to show that the approach we've taken to training you guys is wrong. So this next training approach means you guys are going to have to leave.
You're throwing us out?
We're not throwing you out. You guys can come back and visit as much as you guys want. What we mean by you guys are going to have to leave is it's time for you guys to go out and explore other worlds. Our test for you guys today was to prove to us that given a real encounter with the real enemy, that you guys would be okay. And you, despite the clear issues you guys still have, the thing that you without a doubt proved today here is that you can take care of yourselves against the Heartless. And especially as long as you guys have each other, I think you'll be okay. And at this point, like, you guys, she sees that you guys are kind of confused, and Ventus chimes in, is like, "That's a good thing, guys. We promise. That's a good thing." Tara goes, to make what Akko's trying to say simpler is, you guys are ready to go on a journey on your own. And to that end, we have a mission for you. So you're not just wanderously aiming all of these worlds, getting into trouble. But as Sora, we believe that the reason Sora was able to get so strong in a short amount of time is because of his time interacting in the different worlds with his comrades. And we think that we have a suspicion that might be an invaluable part of the Keyblade wielder experience.
Yeah, friends with power, all of that.
Not just that, but you guys, there's no better training than the real thing, is what I guess we're trying to say, is we've realized. And that even applies to us. We didn't really become the people we are today until we were to go on to journeys of our own. And even though those journeys didn't exactly end well, it made us stronger people in the end. To that end, Aqua kind of begins. We have someone here that's going to explain what it is exactly you guys are going to be doing. And she motions behind you guys. And as you guys turn around, you hear some clapping. And you guys turn around and see who you guys know as Master Kyrie approaching you guys. And it's like, all right, guys. I see you guys haven't been just lazing around here. Do you guys have
Cut
anything to
back
say
again
to
to
I love
Taiga
you
sleeping
so
underneath the book.
her? She kind of takes the plate, like she kind of walks past you guys. She high fives some of you because yeah, she's cool. And she turns to Aqua and she's like, is it okay if I take the lead here, so to speak? And Aqua goes, of course. And her, Terra, and Ventus go back to their chairs, and she turns to face you guys, and she's like, okay, so I'm gonna assume I only caught the tail end of that there. I'm gonna assume she told you guys all the stuff about you guys need to leave.
Yeah,
Am I
that was
correct
pretty
in
much
that?
it. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the dealio. Here's what's going on.
Here's the dealio.
Shut up, Taiga. We have a mission for you guys, and this isn't. You guys aren't the ones that we initially had in mind for this, but seeing as the timing comes with you guys needing better training, and from behind her, just kind of clears her throat. She goes, we decided this is the perfect mission for you guys. This mission comes straight from King Mickey himself. Are you guys familiar with the concept of the Princesses of Heart? Anyone?
Well, we're familiar with you, so yeah.
Okay. Some things that we learned about that, essentially, and pardon my French here, the Princess of Heart theory is kind of bullshit.
Oh.
I know that's kind of weird coming from someone who was quote unquote a Princess of Heart, but here's the thing: we've done more. Mostly, Donald himself has done more research with Merlin onto this theory, and we found something we were kind of embarrassed to admit we didn't realize before. There's what you know now is that there were 7 Princesses of Heart. 7 Princesses of Heart gathered together would open the door to Kingdom Hearts. We falsely kind of assumed that there were only 7 Princesses of Heart at any given time. And the reason we assumed that was because of the prophecy of Xehanort's War, which was 13 forces of darkness versus 7 forces of light. We were wrong. We now learned that every world has a Princess of Heart. Not only that, Princess of Heart is kind of a dated term, turns out.
So
Because it doesn't have to be a princess.
it doesn't have to be a girl, is what you're saying.
It also does not have to be a girl. Yes, that's what I mean about dated.
I could be the princess, but also Baymax or Hero could be the princess. Oh, prince.
So it's funny that you say that, because that's essentially what your mission is going to be. You are going to travel to different worlds, and you're going to set up a system I've been working on for a long time. And what this involves is going to a world, finding what we now refer to as this is a kind of, a work in progress, but we're calling them the inheritors. And
the what rule? Sorry.
the inheritors of.
I got the inheritors. I didn't hear the last part.
Hold on, give me one. All right, can you guys hear me?
Breaking up real bad.
Can you guys hear me?
I didn't catch.
I can hear you.
Okay. What was the last thing you caught, Chris? Chris?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear what you just said. It broke up.
Okay. Yeah, I restarted Discord because that tends to happen to me. So, what Kyrie's saying is, she says, what your guys' mission is going to be is setting up a system that I've been working on for a while now. Your mission is going to be to go to different I was about to say Disney World. Your mission is going to be to go to different worlds, locate what we now call the Inheritors of Light, assist them if need be, but most importantly, give them this. And she holds up a
coupon for Olive Garden.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a $50
Yes.
coupon for Olive Garden. No, it looks kind of like a charm, but you guys, your players as characters, aren't going to recognize this. But you guys as players, people who exist in the real world and play Kingdom Hearts, will recognize that it is the same exact crown charm that Sora used to wear.
Oh, like his necklace.
It's not his exact necklace, but the charm on this, like the crown on this charm looks exactly like it. And she's like, what this is somewhat of like a beacon, a locator for the inheritors of heart, inheritors of light, and it allows them to contact us when need be, and it also allows us to contact them when need be. The project I've been working on for years now is an emergency system between the worlds. Because what we also learned about the Inheritors of Light is the reason why every world has one is because they serve as like a last-ditch resort for that world. You guys are aware of the incident that started Sora's journey where the Heartless were consuming worlds and sending them to the darkness. At the end of his journey, those worlds all returned. And the reason those worlds returned is because of the Inheritors of Light. To completely destroy a world and lose it to the darkness means to not only consume that world's heart, but to consume the Inheritor of Light attached to that world. You can kind of think of it as like a two-factor a two-factor password thing, but for worlds. As long as one exists, the other does as well. Which is why it's very important for us to locate these Inheritors of Light and make sure that we can protect them whenever the need strikes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Master Kyrie,
Yes.
I do have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
How will we know when we've reached an inheritor? Like, how will we know it's them?
That's the difficult thing. We don't know. This is something you guys are going to have to figure out, but we know that your Keyblade will be able to point the way. As Master Yensid once said, what was the fucking thing that he used to say? Sorry, this is out of character.
Your heart be your guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key. Thank you.
Okay.
And we believe that what he always meant by that is that your Keyblades will guide you to anything. It will guide you to where you are needed most.
Well, it's dreadfully vague, but I assure you we will do what we can.
This mission, aside from look,
So we gotta wing it. Nothing new for me.
she goes, look, I'm not really in this for the training aspect of it. This is these guys, and she poked.
She's in it for the money.
Yeah, I'm in it for the
That's-
fucking money.
Wow.
No, she's like, I'm not really in this for the. I don't know what you guys need.
She's in it for the
as far
clout.
She's like, I don't know what you guys need as far as training. That came as a recommendation from your teachers. But we're understaffed. We kind of naively thought that after we defeated Xehanort, things would go back to normal and a whole heap of new Keyblade Wielders would come out the woodwork somehow, and that's not happened.
Yeah, because then Disney bought the rights to your franchise and cleared out the. Wait, what?
She goes, there is obviously you guys know about Master Jensen and what happened to him. There is a threat out there, and we don't know what it is. And we're understaffed. Even if we had the three from Twilight Town join us, we're still extremely understaffed, so to speak. So we need to do the best that we can to ensure that the worlds are safe. And there are a whole hell of a lot of worlds out there. And you guys can't sit here forever fighting training dummies.
Dummies is what you think you were fighting, huh?
Yeah, those were dummies.
Aqua again, like, clears her throat, and Kyrie's just like, I said what I said. But she goes, it's time you guys started pulling your weight, and I think this is the perfect job for you. If you think about it this way, you guys are going to finally get to go out there and see everything that this universe, galaxy, I don't know, has to offer. So what do you guys think?
Fuck it, sure.
I think
Don't
it
need to ask
sounds
me.
like it's gonna be very difficult, but a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Okay. So
Are we all going to different places? Are we doing this as a group? Like, what is the plan of attack?
You guys are. We're gonna have to ask y'all to work together here. Look, we got confidence in y'all, but not that much confidence. Okay, let's make something very clear. Look, even Sora didn't get to go out there by himself. He had Donald and Goofy with him.
I guess that's true. So who's the hero and who's the sidekicks here?
That is a whole can of worms I am not gonna open with y'all.
I suppose I could be with the worst.
Speaking of,
I mean,
no,
only
I'm
one
just
of us
kidding.
isn't from another franchise. So.
So she continues like, you guys are a team. You guys have fought together. You won't know it now, or it won't become apparent now, but that experience you guys have training together is going to be invaluable on your mission. And as long as you guys are together, we have more confidence that you'll be okay out there. Look, if there's anything that the past journeys have taught us, is that friends are hella important. And we wouldn't be able to do the things that we did if we didn't have each other. So, I don't know what you guys are like. I don't know what y'all's deal is, but you're gonna have to deal with each other for a little bit longer. And she goes, but you guys aren't, as a group, going to be alone. As I mentioned, this order also comes from King Mickey himself. And that comes with a few perks, if you'll follow me. So she starts walking out of the room. The three teachers kind of follow her, and you guys, I guess, follow behind her too. What the fuck else are you gonna do? You want to explore this empty ass room?
Sit on the throne.
There's a chest in the corner, I guess. Open it. There's a fucking potion. I don't know. You guys follow her outside, and as you go outside, you see this huge ship. When I say huge, I mean more lavish. This is a hella nice ship. And you guys are aware of gummy ships because that you traveled in one. That's how you got to the land of departure.
I was hoping.
Good.
That's how you guys got to the land of departure. But you've never seen a gummy ship quite so extra.
This seems to be a considerable upgrade.
Oh, she's like, oh, you don't even know the half of it. And she yells out, "Boys!" And the door to this gummy ship opens, and
it's a musical number. Sorry.
No, 3 people walk out, or no, 2 people walk out, and you guys recognize them for your dream. They were 2 of the portraits in your guys' dream and your dive to the heart. It's a big duck and a tiny duck. The tiny duck is kind of wearing... Sorry to be kind of like out of character here. He looks like he's wearing something inspired by Donald's garb. But the difference between his garb and Donald is 1, his is yellow, and 2, he's wearing a baseball cap. And he comes up to you guys and he goes, "Hey guys, I'm Phil."
Wait, who is this? I honestly don't know who this is.
Hey guys,
Is
I'm
this
Phil.
the lost parent of the other ducks that is just constantly absent?
I don't know, maybe
Is
you'll
this the
find
deadbeat
out.
father?
I don't know, maybe you'll find out. Explore his character more. And the guy behind him, the super buff duck.
We'll know
Yeah,
when
you
we get
guys
the There Will Be Blood scene. He's just like, I abandoned my boy.
The super buff grown-ass man duck who's wearing a leather jacket and cargo pants behind him
No.
speaks up and goes, "Hey dudes, what's up? I'm Launchpad McQuack.
Yeah.
I'll be your pilot for this mission."
So about the ship controlling good.
And then after that, Kyrie goes, "I did say boys, didn't I?" And you hear from the back of the ship are like, yeah. And out of it comes out the dude with the scruffy hair that you saw in your dream. And,
No, is it Max?
and he's got scruffy hair. He's kind of wearing this like mechanic suit, and he's a little bit dirty in the face, but he's wiping his hands with like a white napkin. And he's not impressed. But he goes, "Hey guys, I'm your mechanic. My name is Max."
Yeah!
Oh, shit. Wait, how old is he?
He's a little bit older than he's the second Goofy movie old.
Okay,
Yeah, he
because
would
like,
have to-
was he born in between Kingdom Hearts 3 and now?
He's magic. Just don't question it.
He goes, "Hey guys,
Huey,
my
Dewey,
name
and
is
Louie probably
Max.
look exactly the same still, and they're like 45 at this point.
I'll be your mechanic." And she goes, "Yeah, on that note, Phil here is going to be your magical consultant." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to brag, but I trained under Merlin. Anything you guys need to know about magic, any magical needs you guys got, I'll be here." And Kyrie goes, if it's not obvious by now, this is how you guys are going to be traveling through the different worlds. I don't expect y'all to navigate a gummy ship. I don't even know why the fuck Donald and Goofy let Sora do it like day 1. That's wild to me. And I love that boy. But
Do you know?
but this is going to be your crew. They're going to be your backup. They're going to be part of the team. And they're going to ensure that not only is your ship okay, but that you can safely navigate through the different worlds. Launchpad speaks up. He's like, "Yeah, guys, don't worry about it. I used to serve.
Safely navigate through the.
Safely navigate. Look, man, I come very, very recommended by Scrooge himself. So
Ooh.
Why aren't you
you
working for him
know,
anymore?
I'm so happy Max is here. Oh my god.
he
That was such a
he's
good
like,
reveal. I had no idea until you brought that up.
I didn't. Okay, to be fair, I didn't know how the fuck to describe Max besides, hey,
Yeah,
Buck
but you
I
threw
didn't
me
know
off
who
with
you were
Buck
talking about at
Keys,
first. I
and
thought you were
I
like,
had no idea. It was so good.
I was confused. Like, are you talking about Sordon and Goofy at first? I didn't, because you just said scruffy hair. You didn't say, Dog Boy. So
yeah, I didn't want to make it completely obvious until his name, but yeah.
Sorry, I kind of
So-
ruined that, didn't I?
No, you're fine. That's exactly
That
what
was
I wanted.
perfect, actually.
So Launchpad goes, well, Scrooge is retired, and he just kind of mumbles the rest of what he was gonna say. And Kyrie goes, look, I vetted these guys. They're gonna be, they're great. Anyway, she's like, anyway, I know a lot has happened. This has kind of been dumped on you guys out of nowhere. Again, gives a side eye to your teachers, and Ventus just kind of sneezes.
what is your
he doesn't sneeze. He awkwardly
He can
coughs.
sneeze on command.
He awkwardly coughs is what he does. And she's like, look, I trust these guys. And she points to the teacher like, I trust them. I fought alongside them. If they think you guys are ready, you're ready. And if this means we get 3 more Keyblade Masters by the end of this, then hell yeah, I'm down.
Wait, 3? There's 5 of us.
There can
Sorry,
only be
I
3.
did say 5. There can only be 3. Sorry, I did say 5.
Some of you may die.
Some of you may
Sacrifice I
die.
am willing to make.
Yeah, sorry, I meant 5.
That's
Anyway.
also DreamWorks.
Yeah, sorry.
She goes,
cannot
look,
go
the
there,
more the
not-
merrier. I really don't have much else to say. Oh, you guys are going to need these. And she motions for Launchpad to bring her this suitcase from inside, and she opens them.
And it's a coupon for Olive Garden.
It's a coupon for Olive Garden.
No,
She's like,
it's the unlimited pasta pass from Olive Garden.
she opens them, and
That's $100.
you guys are going to be able to describe how you guys customize these to your liking later, but it's 5 gummy phones.
Sweet.
And she goes, you guys are going to need to keep in contact with us.
Mine looks like it's in an otter box.
By the gods, I've missed a mobile.
And she's like, you guys are going to need to be able to
Technology.
contact us.
Yay.
This obviously, oh, right, you're from that world. She goes, this obviously
You're
has
from
signal
that
throughout.
world.
This has signal from all the different worlds,
iPhone?
so don't worry about connection issues there. And if you guys are ever in any sort of trouble or need any sort of backup,
I'm hearing some things about 5G.
Oh God, please, no.
here we go.
The Chon's phone case just has a We Came In Roman logo on it for some reason.
But yeah, she's like, this is gonna, if you guys ever need us or any advice or anything, or any updates we need to give you guys, they're gonna be given through here. And I think my role here is done. Do you guys want to add anything? And like Aqua, Terra, and Ventus, like they kind of step forward, and Aqua looks like she's about to say something, but like Terra steps in and is like, "Look, everything that's been said, or everything that can be said, has already been said. We've trained you guys to the best of our ability. I don't think there's anything more
And
we
you
can
said
do for you
we
here."
can't be masters, so that really reflects more on you than us.
Oh boy. He goes, I think this is going to do you guys a world of good. And I'm super excited to see how far you go after this.
Ignis is a little brown noser, so he's gonna like give a little respectful bow and be like, "Thank you for your lessons, masters."
I want to modify my shoulder cannon so that every time Tyga steps out of line or says something that's going to get us trouble, it just like squirts water on like he's a bad cat. Like, stop it.
His hair's already a mess.
So Tara goes, we believe in you guys, and like I said, I'm excited to see how far you guys go. And Ventus is like, I never doubted you guys for a second. But again, no pressure. It's just, the fate of all the worlds, I get the balance.
Oh, that's it.
Yep.
And
I want to point out all my clips have been out of character. Detron has not said a single thing since the test.
Most of mine have been. Yeah. What do you think about this?
yeah, you guys can say anything. Like, what do you guys think about this? Is there anything you guys want to say?
I had my brown nosing moment. I'm done.
Is that what Ignis Deadass says?
No.
Wow.
He's quiet
if
now.
this
He knows.
mission's so important, why aren't you coming with us, Kyrie?
Let's just say there's other matters that I need to attend to. That's not to
vague as
say-
Say
hell.
about you loving that boy.
That's not to say that I'm not going to be available. If you guys ever need me, feel free to call anytime. But this is besides the fact that this is a journey I think you guys need to take alone. There's other things I need to attend to. Besides, I think you guys are tired of being supervised at this point. I think you guys are.
Get out in the world.
You're ready to fly. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Marvelous.
Does anyone else have anything to say or any questions?
I mean, maybe something about us being unsupervised, and he looks over at the 3 new dudes piloting our ship, and Launchpad's probably doing something silly.
Sorry, say that again.
I said something about her saying that we're now going to be unsupervised, and then he looks over at the 3 new dudes who are piloting our ship, and Launchpad's probably doing something silly.
Right. She goes, to be quite honest with you guys, I think you're going to be doing the supervising in this case, honestly. Not to say that these guys aren't the best at what they do, but
they just won't be reporting to you on
that
what
doesn't
we
include
do.
supervision.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
no.
he does have cargo fans. Sorry.
No, they're not. They're not watching you. They're here solely to help you guys out. Their job is the ship and any assistance that you guys might need. And Launchpad is like, that includes fighting. If y'all need me to scrap, I know how to scrap. He starts going off on his accomplishments, but they're all kind of oh, there was totally this one time I karate chopped the dude in the throat, that kind of shit. Max is kind of
Truly
just
an impressive resume.
Right, you're right. Max is kind of just picking at his nails, oh, I don't fight. I'm just here to fix the ship.
Fuck, I'm so happy he's here.
If you guys have any questions about the ship, I'm here. If the ship needs any fixing, I'm here. If you have anything to do with if you come to me with anything that doesn't have to do with the ship, I'm gonna slap the shit out of y'all. That's what I'm here to do. And Phil is like, well,
they say you
I'm
don't
here.
fight.
I have a list. You just made the list, my friend. Fucking watch yourself. And Phil is like, right. So, like I said, I'm here if you guys need any, help figuring out some magic stuff or need someone to explain some magic stuff. I'm also very well versed in history and can help out there. I've spent many decades training with Merlin in the hyperbolic time forest, let's call it. And Kyrie goes, oh, I remember that place.
That's not owned by Disney.
I did save Hyperbolic Time Fortress. That's an OC. Please do not steal.
It just sounds remarkably similar to another thing, but go on.
Mnemonic rhyme chamber. So Kyrie goes, yeah, I remember that place. Phil's like, yeah, so I have literal decades worth of experience, even though it doesn't look like it, because I train in an area where time does not matter. But I'll be more than happy to put my skills to the test and help you guys out with whatever you need. Also, I'm pretty good at magic, so Do y'all want to learn magic? I'm here.
I'll have to
I'm
take
not
you up
sure
on
if
that.
I'm ready yet. I mean, I'm getting there, but still got
That's
some ways to
fine.
go.
Take your time. It's just the fate of the worlds are in the balance. No pressure. That wasn't Phil. Phil's a lot nicer than that.
Phil's
And,
alter ego. What? Who said that?
but yeah, is there any more questions you guys got? Anything else you want to do or say?
What's Launchpad's last name?
McQuack.
That's all I need to know. I'm good now.
And he
She is
like,
armed with the knowledge she
he,
needs.
he chimes in. He's like, of the Duckburg McQuacks.
Okay.
And Phil goes,
Yeah, let's make McQuacks of like cadet branch of Clan McDuck, whatever the tartan is.
So yeah, anything else?
I presume this
are-
ship is kept tidy at all times. Do we have a laundry system?
And Phil goes, oh boy, let me tell you. Like
Yeah.
Phil is immediately real like excited to talk about the laundry system in this thing.
Marvelous.
And before he can chime in, Max just goes, yes. Next question. And Phil's like, oh, okay.
Very well.
Aw.
And Phil's like, I'll show you later.
Yes, we'll discuss this at a later date.
Anything else you guys want to know?
Are we leaving now?
Well, I mean, we're not monsters. You guys get to pack a Foot Locker or something. But I mean, are you leaving today? Yes. Are we chucking you in there to leave right now? No.
No.
Got one more question. Hey Max, who's your mum?
That's like a wild thing to ask someone you just met.
Clarabelle Cow.
Just wondering.
Yeah, Ignis, what's your relationship like with your That's probably somewhere in one of the DLC. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, they never answer that. Fuck Final Fantasy 50. Yeah, we'll go into that some other time. But yeah, that was a joke. Ignis didn't actually ask that. Ignis
Note
is a
to
sensitive
myself.
soul.
Note to myself: research who Max's mom is.
Nobody knows.
In my little note. That's what that's actually for. I'm just stalking Max, trying to find out what I want to know.
Any other questions you guys have? Chris, I know you haven't asked anything. Is there anything you specifically wanted to ask?
No, I think I think everything is pretty clear.
Okay. Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they dismiss you guys, and you guys kind of go back to your rooms and to pack up your things. Do you guys choose anything to bring with you specifically? It doesn't have to be anything that's like super important now. It might just be something that'll be important later. But like anything.
I am bringing all my cooking utensils, all of them.
Okay.
I have like a jar of like bouncy balls that I keep in my room.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dechon has a PlayStation Vita.
Oh, so he,
And
The Last of Us 2.
he's not done
Get
with
the shit out of
Persona
those.
4 yet.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jordan, we
I
make
don't,
fun
I
of
don't, I
you
don't really
here.
have a jokey thing.
I feel like I just have maybe a backpack with tools that I can work on my nanobots if I need to or whatever.
Okay.
You know, like
I
backpack
feel
with
like
some tools.
if I was kitted out for that test, I don't have anything else on me
Okay.
that I would want to bring from my room.
I feel
All
like
right.
Just my Vita.
I feel like Taiga would be like have like a lot of gum. Like that's like a PG like a fiction that Taiga has. They chews
like
gum
that.
all the time.
Oh yeah. All right.
What flavor?
Just like everything, like bubble gum, watermelon, like various mints.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
like I never heard like bubble mint gum before. Like maybe like that's like a thing. that's like
Yeah.
only Kingdom Hearts 3
Yeah.
exists, like minty bubblegum.
Sea salt
Somehow
bubblegum.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
sea salt bubblegum.
Hell yeah.
Salt bubblegum.
Okay, so you guys kind of pack up your stuff. You go into this big, luxurious gummy ship, which MTV Crib style is very luxurious.
Yep, keep
there,
the money in the freezer,
Dibs on the window seat.
or
you
keep the
each
money in a shoebox up on the freezer.
yeah, you each have your own rooms. Like they're not big rooms. There's like enough room in there for. Excuse me. There's enough room in there for like a bed, a dresser, and a desk. But each room does kind of come with its own window that lets you see outside.
Cool.
I've got a
You
question
know-
for Max. Is he still around? It's not about his
Yeah.
mum.
Oh god.
Could you point me towards the kitchen on this?
There is a kitchen. And Phil kind of looks at like wonder and amazement as you start unpacking all your kitchen stuff in there, Ignis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Phil's like, oh shit, like
Like Mary
dude's
Poppins
legit.
with just a bag of just a ridiculous amount of things.
yeah. But yeah, you guys all have like your own little rooms. There is a lounge is the wrong word for it, but kind of like a hangout area. There is the cockpit, which is where Launchpad's mostly going to be.
Table with the holographic chess game.
There is kind of also like a communication area. There's like a table there that'll let you communicate with. It'll extend the range on the gummy phones, let's say, and it'll kind of let you communicate with people. And there is the engine room, which is where Max is going to be staying, and that's where he's working on the engine. He's very Garrus Vicarian style, doing some calibrations.
Can I wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Yeah. And thank you,
Don't
Doc.
be horny on main.
Oh god. Oh boy. Okay.
Beth really likes Garrus from Mass Effect.
Yes, yes, she does.
Dragon penis.
Good God. Okay. That's
And that's
Okay.
about it. There, I do want to say the cockpit kind of. There's not like. How should I put it? There is room there for everyone to sit down. It's kind of like a Star-Lord ship and Guardians, how they all have their own seat.
Cool.
It's like that. But yeah, that's kind of the layout of this ship. You each have your own little room to put your things into sleep. And you guys kind of gather in the cockpit, take your seats to sit down. And Max is kind of in the back, like, all right, well, let's get into space so I can get back to my calibrations. And Phil's like super pumped, like, all right, we're going to space.
Going to space.
And
Chon's just like, whatever.
Can you see me? I'm in space.
and then hold on, sorry.
Oh, Beth, I played that game recently.
Portal.
Okay.
Portal 2, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Still holds up.
So you guys all assemble in the cockpit. You take your seats. Max is in the back, super unamused. And Launchpad's like, all right, hold on to your butts. And he pushes a button.
What are you?
And the gummy ship goes into it springs up, and then Launchpad grabs a handle and pushes it forward all the way, which is kind of like you guys have exactly 1 millisecond to think, that's wild, before you just fucking shoot off into the sky. That's like you guys have been on a gummy ship before, so you kind of know how it feels. This feels a little bit too fast. And how do you guys feel
I would
about that?
immediately just go
The puzzle.
tumbling.
This is unsettling.
Yeah, I'm already like rolling across the floor against the wall.
Okay.
I imagine I was not. Sorry.
no. Go ahead. Sorry.
I imagine like I was like not sitting properly in the chair at the moment. Like I was just like sitting like legs across from across like the armrest and stuff. And like right when like he like launches, I just like like tumble out and like barely like hold on to like the barely hold on to like the head of the chair while we're flying upwards or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I just imagine like a sort of a goofy sight gag where like I'm like trying to hold the jar of bouncy balls shut as it like tries to like shoot open from being
How can I hold all these
just-
lemons?
yeah.
I was afraid to do that, but I guess if we're doing this, it's like as he like pushes it forward, and like Dachan, by virtue of being an alien, kind of knows like what that means. Like, oh, we're about to go. As he gets, he stands up and he's like, "No, wait!" And then he goes forward, and then he just sits there and holds his head in his hands for a second. Like, oh no!
I was gonna say I find it really funny that the guy who wanted to play a predator alien had a moment of restraint. Like,
Right? I'm trying not to take over the fucking game with Goose. So it's just like when he like pushes it forward and like we're out in space, like the Johns are holding his hand, like, oh no, what have I done?
I'm gonna. By the way, I'm going to make this a side quest. So you all gotta find all of Zach's like bouncy balls on the ship.
That works.
Those are our
they're gonna be.
Dalmatians.
That's your Dalmatians. And,
Our space hamster.
So yeah, so the ship comes to a very abrupt halt, and you guys are in space. Which the Chanda, you're used to this, right? Space looks like
Right.
space.
Right. So I when I realized we stopped, I go to launch pad. I'm like, we have to go back.
Wait, what?
I forgot the charger.
All right, you guys go back quickly. Yeah, you tried to. Okay, now you're back in space. Actually, when you guys land, Kyrie's like she stayed there talking to your teacher real quick, and like as you guys exit, like what the fuck?
The Tron runs out. It's like 2 seconds, and just runs out.
And Ventus is laughing his ass off. So is Tara, but Aqua and Kyrie are just kind of like, "Dear Lord, what have we done?" But yeah, you guys are back up in space. How does everyone else feel about this?
I just did the Heaven Dungeon. I am fucking ready to beat this game. I'm not.
Launchpad, can you shut off the gravity? Can we run around without gravity? Come on, do it, please.
Ignis is inquiring if anybody on this ship can drive.
No, está bien. No. Well, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
You mean like one of these cars you mentioned?
Hey?
Like you meant like these car vehicles?
No, I mean a license to drive the gummy ship. If it's that much of a shook experience, he doesn't know what's.
All right, sorry
you
about
know
that.
what you're doing.
Do
you even have a license?
Launchpad's like, y'all gonna have to. I'm gonna have to be a little bit more confident in your abilities before we decide to do something like that.
Yeah.
But he kind of like turns around and is like, "All right, we're in space. Where to?"
Everywhere.
Okay. Okay, we can't just everywhere's not a location. We gotta
Well, it was inspiring, Launchpad. Jesus, let her have her moment.
Regardless, I'm gonna need a direction to go into, folks.
Wow, they did not. This is the point where it was like, wow, Aqua did not tell us where we needed to go, did she?
Yeah.
What if we just roll?
Sorry.
Like what if we just roll and then like highest number gets to pick we go to their homeworld first.
All right.
I'm just gonna say this right now though. This is the end of the session.
Oh yeah, totally. Because it's like it's like half to midnight. So
yeah, we're not gonna start in a new world right now. Don't worry about that. But this is gonna be the final thing you guys do. But that's a system I'm cool with.
We are not going to my world.
Well, you guys aren't going to the home
worlds.
But you remember I told you guys to each choose a respective world you want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. And we have time to choose before the next session. Don't worry. Again, we're not gonna know what that is now.
Mine was stupid.
That's
I
not.
don't think I don't think we're gonna keep it.
We're just gonna choose right now whose world we're gonna go to. We don't know what world that. That'll be revealed at the start of the next session.
Okay.
So if you don't have a world decided right now, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so the three of you. Why do I keep saying three?
I know.
Fucking
feels
rule
right.
of three. It feels right because Sora, Donald, Goofy, Aqua, Terra, Mented. Oh God, rule of three. The five of you.
Give us a crew of 8.
The five. This is a crew of 8. The five of you are kind of mulling this over, and what Aqua said earlier, or no, what Kyrie said earlier comes into your head, which is the thing that Jens said used to say is, "May your heart be your guiding key," and you all kind of without realizing this. You all without realizing this, think of this at the same time, and as you do, your Keyblade spawn in your hand, and that kind of gives you guys the idea that it's like, oh, Kyrie did say this was going to point us where we need it the most. So I'm gonna have all of you roll.
Oh.
No bonus, just roll.
All right.
Well.
I got a -1.
I got a -2.
I got a
boy.
-2 as well.
I am not in the right room. 1 second. Whoa! Whoa! Oh shit! Sorry. I was running upstairs. Slippers.
Dying. Don't dislocate anything else, dude.
All right.
Well, I'm in the lead with 0.
I rolled a 0 too.
I'm gonna defer to Leo if this is what I think it is.
I think you'd be surprised actually. I didn't pick a stupid.
Okay,
joke
so
world.
I'll decide between the two of you what next session is.
Cool. That's exciting.
As you guys you Keyblade spawn, you all kind of instinctively know what to do. You bring your Keyblades together, and you point them forward towards like the window of the cockpit, and a light emanates from the tips of all your Keyblades, and it coalesces to one beam that shoots off through the window. Doesn't break it. Don't worry about that. Shoots off through the window and through space in like a through line. And Launchpad does some computer shit on his end. And it goes, all right, location logged. And he he turns around and he's like, I hope you guys are ready for this. It's your first mission. How do we feel?
Well, after you're flying, a bit queasy.
Oh, yeah,
Decidedly nervous.
He immediately put like mid sentence, like after your fly, pushes the thing, and you guys shoot forward again. You'll find a new world once at the end of whatever the fuck, direction you guys just logged into his computer, and that's it. That's where we're gonna end it.
Nice. That was fun.
And then wait,
fun.
I got that joke there.
I was trying. Wait, is the recording stopped?
Now it is.